Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
Before we get into it, I will remind you to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Our last episode, the NBA Finals Preview, got about 100,000 views.
Oh, damn, it did?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm usually looking, and I did not notice that it
Come on,
went
we
up
out
that
here.
much. Let's go.
But also, about 70% of the people that watch the video are subscribed. So just look under this player, see if you subscribe. If you're not, hit that button, hit the bell so you don't miss an episode. I just looked before the show. We were 14th in basketball podcasting, which is pretty dope on audio platforms. But that ain't top 10.
Hell yeah, we still striving for greatness.
That ain't top 5. That ain't number 1.
Is Shannon Sharp still listed as a basketball podcast?
He sure is.
Hey, I'm gonna say
Okay,
this.
well.
I'm gonna just I hate to do this. I don't like to bring people that I know into the equation, but I know we got a lot of young fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we hit half a million subs, I'm gonna call my homie Ice Spice and I'm gonna bring her on the show as a special treat for
There we
y'all.
go.
So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
Yeah,
Hey, Ice Spice will be sitting right there between KB and P next time when we hit 500K.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she gonna want to sit next to KB.
Oh, true. He do be a little musty.
I do. So yeah, Club Shay Shay is still number 1.
Shout out to Unc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to, I was watching.
Hold on, let me go to non-NBA player podcasting. We are number 1, number 2, number 3. We number 3.
We number 3?
We number 3.
Who was number 1?
Number 1
Probably Paul
is
George.
Locked On
Oh,
Mavericks.
you said my bad.
Locked On Mavericks, which makes sense. Their team's on a legendary run right now. They want to hear what their fans got to say.
It's not enough for me. I think we should always be number 1 non-player because I'm the closest thing that we're going to get to a player.
Then you got First Things First, which makes sense. And this show, I'm not aware of this. It's called What an Experience. No, that's Lonzo's show. So never mind. We actually third in non-player-led podcast in the NBA space.
Non-player led, ain't he a player?
That's what I'm saying. I got rid of that. So it's just Locked On. It's First Things First, and then it's us.
Shout out to ZO2, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Want to see you back on that court, brother.
I didn't realize the name of the show was What an Experience.
I didn't know either. I didn't know either. They
Y'all
just
watched it?
They had but I've
Just the
seen the
clips.
clip, and the last clip I seen did make me want to watch it. They was talking about LaMelo, and they were saying how crazy LaMelo has always been in their life. Where like, they had a pool, and they used to always say like, you can jump off of it once, off this wall going into the pool. Once you get in the pool, you're wet. Ain't no that wall so high that your chances of slipping is too high to go on. LaMelo did anyway, and like basically broke something, and like LeVar didn't take him to the
What?
because they hit him. LiAngelo was like, they felt they was gonna get in trouble.
That is crazy.
So he just carried LaMelo around, and then eventually their parents like, what you carrying him around for?
That sound like Drake and Josh when Josh got
Literally,
when Drake got
literally.
into that accident, they had to play it up.
Literally. But that's how I imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, having how many of it is them? 3 brothers?
Yeah.
So close in age. I know it's a lot of crazy stuff that was happening that they wasn't telling their parents about.
Would you rather have the 4 boys or 4 girls?
4 boys. 4 boys.
Yeah.
You think I want
But Girl Dad is such a great experience,
You
too.
think I want to walk around having a heart full of 4 girls? I would never be able to. We got to go do work in different states. I would never be able to go leave. I could leave my sons. Hey man, go. I could barely leave my dog. She a girl. Shout out to Penny.
I heard
she
Pierre
go to her
yesterday
grandma.
say he was finna go to the store and buy his dog some deodorant.
Yeah. Deodorizing spray, y'all. Mike don't know the difference between. He thought the word deodorizing meant just the stick that you put under your arm. She's a woman. She got to smell.
Are y'all gel deodorant guys?
I'm the dry one.
Yeah, I like dry. Jail just always make me feel uncomfortable. It make me feel like I'm sweating.
Women's deodorant all the way. You never see me
Always
with
been
any
that
of the
way.
man.
Yeah.
See,
Right, secret. I'm with secret
I
powder.
can't get bad with women's deodorant. Unless it's like I'm chilling in the house, I can throw it on. But if I'm out and I'm active, oh hell no, that shit wearing off.
Yeah.
You gonna
Oh,
catch
that
a
mean
whip.
you musty then.
I'm just not a sweaty guy, so I can get away with that as
You
well.
call KB musty, you musty.
I'm just not musty right now.
Right. You got to drop the mic.
Secret. Hook me
yeah.
up with a sponsor, man. I be buying a fat pack with like 4 of them in it. Throw a brother something, man. I'll wear a shirt and everything.
Drop the mic. Not much to talk about, but I love a good prediction. We got the finals going on. Who's gonna get the high in this series?
Who's
Like
gonna get the
Point
what?
high.
Oh, probably Luka Doncic.
Luka.
Is it 50?
A 50? Will we
close
see a
to it.
50 piece?
I
I
say
think
like
if
44.
we're likely to see a 50 piece, I think it'll be Tatum.
You think so?
Interesting. What makes you say that?
I just think that Luka does so much playmaking that I feel like Tatum could really get in his scoring bag and like really just like he could just take over the game. I know Luka could still get 50, but I'm just speaking on like who's more likely to not focus on playmaking and who's gonna go out there and just dominate scoring. I think it's more so Tatum.
The bet. I'm taking Luka.
You taking Luka for 50?
No,
just
he
like,
said-
Just point high. Just
Oh,
point high.
I was answering his question. Who most likely to get 50?
No, his question was point high. And I said Luka. He said, do you think it's going to be 50?
Oh, okay.
So the original question
Okay.
is point high. Who you got for the point high
I
in the
got
series?
I got Jayson Tatum.
I got Luka. We'll be betting. Hold up. Hold my hand. We'll be betting.
Hold up. Hold my hand. Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold
don't
my
let it go.
hand.
We betting a meal at RH.
My guy.
Okay.
I
And
still owe
always
you.
end up with a meal.
He still,
Let's bet
I
a
still owe
meal.
him a big beef dip.
A million.
Okay.
Oh, he got it. I didn't know he had it like that. Omaha must
Ever
be doing
since he got in
well.
his relationship, he's been a spender.
The last time somebody dropped 50 in the finals was
wait. Hold on. Let's see.
Giannis?
Giannis is 50.
Yes,
in
it
that
was
closeout game.
Giannis. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I was sure finna say anybody
and,
needed
and before that is game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals.
LeBron.
LeBron had 50.
51.
to. Is that J.R.
Oh,
J.R.
look at
Smith time out?
you.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes, it
yes.
is. Man, the amount of effort that he gave to drop 50 in
in a
that
game
loss.
and
And
I
guess
don't
what?
think
they went to
crazy.
OT and they lost by 10.
I would say
But
this.
I don't
would
think
say
nobody
this, though.
realized how good of a performance that
No,
was.
we
Like
realized.
that
Oh.
performance was
I-
dominant.
I
That's why
might
the-
have a tweet that said, "What a wasted game."
Yeah, I
when
think-
JR did the thing.
In that time, I think that was known as
it was like
a-
one of the best basketball performances I think I've sat down and watched.
Yeah. You know what I was watching yesterday? And I think I was in Discord and I was telling you, on NBA.com, we've been so deprived of NBA hoops because we're just waiting for the finals. I was like, let me go back, and you can watch pretty much every final since 1990. If you
I
have
was
a
too. I watched
subscription.
one yesterday too.
Oh, what year were you on?
I was watching Larry Bird versus Hakeem
So that's
in 80 something. I forgot which one that was.
not on NBA.com though, right? That's somewhere.
Yeah,
else.
it was on the NBA app.
Really? Okay. Well, the one that I was watching starts at 90. So I went to 99 because I wanted to see young Tim Duncan versus the New York Knicks, and it was so crazy to watch, man.
It was great. The game I was watching, it was like Hakeem would get the ball on the block. He make one dribble. Larry Bird come from the weak side and just reach in and steal. I'm just like, damn, there's the spacing on this court is so crazy.
The
Cause like,
spacing was the first thing I cared about.
That's why I
too.
said in that time machine.
Yeah.
Segment we did, like I'm only stopping in certain places for like a little quarter. I got a quarter to come watch some of this, but I
just
can't
couldn't
watch
be
by
I couldn't imagine being a guard and driving to the paint to see Hakeem and then also Ralph Sampson.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. When you were a guard back then, you was not driving to the paint like that.
Feeding the
getting my,
post.
It was
I'm getting my
giving it to
catch
Tim
and, catch and shoot 15 foot.
We
was watching-
evaluating
yeah.
prospects on the entry passes. How can they feed the post?
I was watching Danny Ainge dribble up the court with just one right hand pound. Just
all
that
you
was all
needed.
he was doing.
Right
then-
hand pound.
Avery Johnson was bringing the ball up like he was Mark Jackson, but he's 5'11". He's posting his way 94 feet to get the ball up court to give it to Tim Duncan. I also watched, not the full game because I couldn't find the full game. It was like a 30-minute thing of in that same run from the Spurs. They were going against the Lakers, and they swept the Lakers. I was like, ain't no way in hell that Spurs team swept Kobe and Shaq, but they did, bro. And Tim Duncan in game 4 or 5, I want to say, was just dominating. Robert Horry was on an island. It was nothing he could really do. I mean, you saw some help from Shaq, but he was also trying to deal with David Robinson, so it's
Oh,
not much
yeah.
he could do. So it was just Tim Duncan by himself just eating. I'm like, yeah, I miss Tim Duncan. Just miss Tim
Yeah, I
Duncan.
mean, in today's age, if you saw Tim Duncan, people wouldn't gravitate towards him because they would say his game is boring. But like, if you watch him, you're like, damn,
Well,
he's so.
we did that back then too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think you don't appreciate him until you get older.
Yeah, for sure. Just it's the same way we're like.
And then he becomes overappreciated in a way.
You
And then
think Tim Duncan's overappreciated now?
To some people.
Uh-uh.
I've seen some lists where he was top 4. Like,
Oh.
let's chill a little bit. I think it's okay to say he's one of the greatest, top 10 potentially, but top 4.
Whenever I see something like that, that's just somebody favoring the time era that they watch basketball, because they probably
yeah.
not finna put somebody up there that they didn't know. But yeah, when you're a child or you're young watching basketball, you undervalue boring and you overvalue high. There's so many guys that I like growing up that I realize like now, it's like I don't look at those type of players and like gravitate to them.
I think
High
Luka,
value.
Yeah, Luka might be boring to some younger age people because he's not crazy athletic. He's not doing anything fun or flashy. He's just very fundamental, and he not fast either. So like, I could see somebody looking at Luka and saying he's boring to watch.
I think you could argue that though a little bit at least from like the Steph Curry perspective. Steph not dunking, but you know he's gonna hit all the amazing shots and do all the circus shots.
I think Steph Curry's a little different though. I think because he has the handle. He has like the crazy flashy handles.
Luka definitely will hit you with some.
No,
it might
but
not be crazy, but
I think when people talk about best handles all the time, Steph Curry's one of those names that's in the hat. Like Steph Curry does have one. I don't think Luka does. He has a solid.
I think
handle.
he has a really good handle for his size.
But he's an exciting. I haven't seen. Some people might think it's boring. I can't say nobody thinks it's boring. But we talking about a player who has scored 70 points in a game.
No, I just think his style of play might not appeal to the younger age demographic. Just because it's not the flashy. Like when we were growing up, we loved like the J.R. Smiths of the world. Like those were the dudes that was like exciting. Like you got like.
We also love Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas ain't do nothing crazy. He scored
It's
the
not-
basket.
You think
that's
it could be
true.
the opposite too because people can relate to him though?
Who, Luka?
Yeah, like he's one of my
Yeah.
favorite players because literally he might not be able to jump over a piece of paper,
I was
but he
finna
could
say,
drop
I don't-
50 on your favorite.
I don't know what he relating to Luka.
That's one of the.
He's
like I
strong as
said,
the ox, baby boy.
He is an inspiration. I think I tweeted this out that he's an inspiration for dad bod hoopers because it's just like
Yeah.
he's not athletic at all, but he will give you your whole team the work.
Yeah, I hope that y'all not out here trying to get y'all body to look like Luka to make it to the league, though.
I also think because you look at it
It
on
might
TV,
work.
you look at it on TV. I don't think people realize how big Luka is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a
Luka's
picture of him
strong,
next to,
tall.
I swear, every other day it'd be a picture of him next to somebody. It'd be like,
How tall
is he
really
really
is he?
is he
6'6"?
really there?
Really
Because he's
6'7".
standing next to Jokic and he like the same height.
Yeah. Yeah, there was an article written about players that lie about their height. And this was dropped like 5-10 years ago.
With the Kevin Garnett, right?
It was Kevin Garnett. It was Bill Walton. It was a bunch of different people. And I think Luka is nowadays it's a lot harder to do that because they want you to have an official thing. But even the official thing might, because I think we had 1 year
Where they really got
where
down
they
to it.
really,
That's
really
when I
cared.
found out Klay Thompson was 6'5".
No, that's when we found out Brandon Ingram was 6'7".
Yeah, that was for so long. We thought Brandon Ingram was a good 16.
Yes.
But he didn't feel that big when you saw him though. Remember?
He didn't.
Why do y'all still use that verbiage?
But it makes sense because he's 6'7". So
I see
talking
you
about him.
repping your favorite team today too. On your
Who's my
shirt, you got a Celtics shirt on right now.
oh, this is just a finals matchup with this.
Oh, so you just
Golden
want to
State
see them
Warriors.
lose again?
No,
Okay.
no. I thought it was fun to just show some love.
The subconscious hate.
Right. That really what it is.
What was we just talking about? Oh, exciting players. Who is somebody else that you look back on? Like you speak of who you really like was Danny Granger.
Yeah, Danny Granger wasn't. I don't think he was crazy exciting, but he can get his buckets. Or like a guy like Al Jefferson. I don't think Al Jefferson is a guy that as a younger player we was looking at it thinking like, oh my
Absolutely
god,
not. He's a post player.
I was
he's a
not
post
watching
player.
Al
Jefferson.
But,
Post player.
but as we get older, you look at him like, damn, his
Well,
footwork
I
was
liked him at the
amazing.
time, but I can't
I
say
liked Al
that.
Jefferson at the time, but I didn't fall in love with him.
Yeah, I can
even after
understand
now,
people
it's
that
not
didn't.
like I'm going back and it's like
Oh,
I love that hook shot. Or
I'm
whatever.
sorry. I go back a little
You
bit.
get to the Al Jefferson highlight. I
So
can't stop
underrated.
thinking about
His
Al
footwork
Jefferson.
was so crazy.
When I said I made a Kemba Walker build and I was trying to find out a duo, and I'm going through Kemba Walker teammates, and I'm like, his best teammate might have been Al Jefferson. I mean, he eventually in the when he got to some of his later teams, but like with the Hornets, his best teammate
Yeah.
might have been.
Did we win the finals together? Is that when you was like
Might
Are
have
you-
been.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
called
yeah.
me Gerald Henderson?
Yeah, I put Gerald
because I was
and
a
you
guard.
put Gerald Henderson with the hair.
Yeah, before he got to Boston, his best teammate undoubtedly had to be Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson.
Al
Yeah.
Jefferson made an All-NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else in Charlotte has done that. It's just him. But he also didn't make an All-Star appearance.
When Dwight went to Charlotte, Kemba wasn't there.
He was there,
But he wasn't
he
the
wasn't
white.
All-NBA like
Yeah.
Al Jefferson was.
Yeah,
Dwight has a very weird last 7 years of his career.
he does.
where
Remember
it's-
we had a whole debate about the locker room,
Yeah.
and
Because
I
it
do
was
remember
about
that,
him
yeah.
being a locker cancer.
It's Atlanta, it's Charlotte, it's Washington, it's Los Angeles, it's Philly, then it's LA again. All over the place.
L.A. He got the ring.
He did. And he's still campaigning to get another one. He saw the Wolves get killed by Jokic, and he's like, call me.
now he's an owner and player of a Taiwan team.
Yeah.
I kind of like when stuff like that happens, though. You know, I think it would be cool to own a basketball team, but everybody's not a billionaire to own an NBA basketball team or just a major sports league in general.
Right.
So, like, that Wrexham documentary by Ryan Reynolds and I'm sorry, the other guy from Always Sunny. I don't remember his name. They bought a football team overseas in like a Division 6 football team. And
is this American football or football?
Footy football.
Okay.
And the whole documentary is like, I think we're in season 3 now. It's them trying to get up to the Premier League, and it's just really
Is
dope.
it profitable?
I don't believe so. At least the first 2 seasons, not. They put a lot of money to buy it. Then they had to redo the pitch. They had to redo a lot. Then they bought a bunch of players so they could finally be good.
That's what's wrong with ownership. Is it profitable?
I mean, that's the whole reason you got into it, right?
I think they got into it because they
Or it's like a passion for
There's
you.
no way they went to a Division 6
And it was,
to say we finna get
finna
this
make
bag.
some money.
I mean,
Somebody
the
out there that
idea,
is making
they're
it.
probably doing it for the long run. You go to Division 6. If we somehow make it to the Prem, then that's where we get our money. The likelihood of them making it to the Prem is kind of crazy though. But
But if they do make it, then
If
it's
they
like
do,
they made it.
I just think it's really cool that they had the foresight to be like, we should record everything that we do. Let's make this to a TV show. And let me get this man's name so I stop being disrespectful.
And don't get me wrong, Mike. It definitely is a business where you want to make money. But like, if I went into a team,
Rob
obviously,
McElhenney.
I ain't trying to lose my money, but I would do it because I love the sport of basketball and it's something fun, you know,
Yeah.
to own a team. But then again, I'm also a person that's not really. My dream ain't to own a team. I would like to control a team like a GM.
I would love to own a team one day.
What about a minor league team?
I would love to own a team one day.
Just any team.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be a owner of a cricket team now. It has to be one of the sports I enjoy.
Fair enough.
Which is basketball, baseball.
So you're going to be the hands-on owner. You're going to be at all the games?
Or you're gonna be a hands off.
I would 100% be at the games. All of them. I ain't gonna be Mark Cuban now.
No?
I don't think so. I have a family.
If it was NBA
But
team, you'd be at
kids
every
are
game.
like adults now or close to it.
They're like teenagers, I think.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
they'll be okay with dad not being there on the 4-game road trip. I'm a homebody. That's why I want to own a team in Chicago so I can just take the drive.
It also ain't the same type of 4-game trip for him because he has a jet and he doesn't have to go through walkthrough, practice, stay at the
very
hotel.
true.
Yeah.
He can get to the
But
arena
in this
30 minutes
hypothetical,
before the game.
If I can be a owner, I would also have that stuff because I got the money to have that stuff.
I think he talked about
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, he's not an owner anymore. He sold his stock.
You wouldn't have to miss
But he
time
still
with
has
the
full
fam.
control over basketball operations.
Okay.
That's such a smart way of like he sold it, but he said I still want full control of anything basketball related that happens to this team because I built this team.
He also has had a certain integrity while building that team as far as like they've always been respectable.
Yeah.
The Mavericks have never been some joke in the NBA. So I can see
Yeah,
that.
they never really like fully tanked.
Not tanking, no. They had some outside of basketball stuff within their organization that I remember reading articles about.
Yeah, they did.
But
when
the
I
basketball
said, when
part,
I
for
said
sure.
integrity, I meant
The
of the
basketball,
actual
yeah.
team and the success and the record. You don't remember them having a 5-year stretch where they just like you said,
Tank.
just straight garbage. Just and I'm not talking about the
Rubbish.
players. I'm
And
just talking
some
about
they did, but that was like well before our time. Like there
That's
was a
when they was
time
fresh,
with the
when they got
Mavericks was
Dirk.
just, yeah, real tough out
I
there.
won't even say when they got Dirk because they had the Triple J's: Jamal Mashburn, Jim Jackson, Jason Kidd. They even had Derek Harper. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I remember I was doing like a quiz years ago about like the top 10 players in every team's history, and I got to the Mavericks and I was like, these dudes do not got a lot of great players.
Let's talk about it. Jason Kidd to me is a great player.
Steve Nash.
But I mean, like his prime wasn't with him. He won the
Oh,
champ. I mean, like
okay.
you know, like when you think about the Cavs, you think about Bron, you think about like Mark Price. Maybe.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, maybe.
No, based off what KB said, I'm not thinking about Kyrie Irving.
Oh.
Well,
It's
I mean,
you
I guess
can.
Kyrie
I would
is
think a
one
little
for
bit
them,
because
one
of
for
the
them.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like a lot of teams, think of it. What's another random team?
the
Charlotte.
Bulls.
Well, the Bulls gonna have
Yeah,
MJ.
Jordan,
They're gonna have
The
Scotty.
Derrick
Knicks.
Rose.
I'm trying to think of a team without a championship.
Charlotte.
Or without
Timberwolves.
Charlotte just became
The
existent.
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves would have KG.
Kevin Garnett.
It would have Kevin Love. That's another one of them. Trent Hassell's probably top 10.
No,
Trent.
I highly disagree.
All right. You know, NBA.com actually tracks this. Or
Can we? Let's make a bet. It don't have to be something outrageous. To KB, look at me though. Trent,
I do not want to make that bet.
for sure. Trent, this is the thing I also want to say because our
Trent
show,
Hassell's 13th.
our show is getting
He's
real.
13?
Our
He's
show is
13.
getting real popular. When I say things like that, it's not to disrespect. Trent Hassel used to wear the Jordan 12s with the high socks. I'm very familiar with Trent Hassel.
Do y'all think y'all can guess the top 12 in Timberwolves
hold
history?
up. Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Garnett,
Is number 1.
Kevin Love.
Is number 3.
If Trent Hassel is on there, Wally Szczerbiak is on there.
Wally Szczerbiak's number 4.
Latrell.
Latrell Sprewell is not in the top 12.
That's why I said, hold up, let me do it.
I don't know. Let him
Carl
cook.
Anthony Towns is already on there.
He's number 2. He's the second best player in Timberwolves history right now. Anthony Edwards is probably.
Now, this is the one question I'm going to ask you.
Hey, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dude, you're never gonna get him. How the hell is he on this list?
Are these players that have played like a crazy amount there, or could it be somebody?
Most of these dudes has played a good amount of their career here.
So, like, for example, the reason I'm asking, like, is Stephon Marbury not on this list?
He's not on the list.
Okay.
No.
Is Troy Hudson on this list?
He is not on the list. No.
There's somebody that I'm forgetting because I just asked. It's Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell's not on the list.
That's what I was thinking, but
Anthony Edwards is probably already on the list.
He's
then.
not on the list yet. He's 14th
too
at the moment.
soon. Oh, 14.
He'll be there in like
Okay,
a
let's
year.
lock
He'll be in the
then.
top 12.
So
in
you
a
had
year.
you had Kevin Garnett.
I'm
you
telling
had
this is a really tough
Wally
list.
I see because Trent Hassel was 13. I didn't think he was gonna be 10, but I also didn't think he was gonna be top 15.
It's only one active player on this list. The
There's
rest
an
are
active
retired.
player on that list too.
It's active.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell would be active?
Rudy Gobert is on their top 12 players of all time.
See,
But see,
What?
that's why I just asked you.
I know. He's the only guy. Everybody else here has been here for 5
he
years
ain't even
plus.
he ain't even played longer than Stephon Marbury.
But he's do got
Or
a DP.
Latrell.
He's got a DPOY there. That's
Is that already being like?
has to be because he ain't done nothing else. Has to be in the
Oh, Ricky Rubio.
Ricky
is on this
Rubio.
list.
on the
Oh,
list.
Ricky Rubio. Yeah.
He's number 7.
yeah, I'm actually surprised that he made it known.
Is
Pretty Ricky. Steph Curry could be on the list.
He
yeah,
got
could.
Ricky Rubio got to be like one of their.
Steph Curry
assistants,
had
right?
twice, 2 chances to be on this list. And everybody else, I do know.
Yes. I might just give it to y'all because some of these you're not gonna get, man. One of these dudes is a story about seeing him in a club.
Nikola Pekovic.
Nikola
You know what's
Pekovic is
funny?
12.
I kept thinking about them. I was like, I feel like
Really?
his name isn't
He's
on
number
there.
12. He's number 12 on the
Really?
list.
Oh, Tom Gugliotta.
Tom Gugliotta's on the list. He's number 10.
Is J.R. Ryder on there? Not
He's
J.R.
not.
Ryder. Isaiah. J.R. Ryder is a fucking
no.
rapper.
No, he's not. Y'all missing one of the greatest short kings in history. 2-time All-Star.
Greatest.
Sportsman Player of the Year.
Greatest short kings.
Below 6 foot.
Who the hell am I forgetting that played for the
He was just a part of a TikTok we did like
Terrell Brandon?
Terrell Brandon.
Oh wow.
Terrell Brandon. These last couple, I'm sorry. I should
Ain't
just-
nothing crazy like Mark Matson or anything.
No.
Okay.
No.
I know these people though.
One of these dudes end up being a coach eventually.
Sam Mitchell.
Sam Mitchell. He is number 5.
Is Joe Smith on this list?
No, the last guy is Gorgie Zhang.
Okay.
No way.
That's
No
the guy I'm
way.
like,
Okay.
and not only
I
is
don't feel
Gorgie
bad.
Zhang on the
Okay.
list, he's number 6.
Okay. I don't feel bad. No, you know what?
And it's and the stat for the people at home, it's really by win share, so it's kind of skewed. It's kind of skewed. So they must have been just dramatically better.
It
with
ain't our
Gorgie Zhang on
fault.
the
It's
court.
is that NBA.com?
It's b-ball reference.
Oh, B-ball reference do better.
Gorgie
Do
Jang?
Ranker got something like that? I would love to hear what Ranker thinks.
I'm
'Cause
sure they do.
Ranker might have Chase Budinger. You know what I'm saying? Ranker might
This
have.
it would be a fun game to try to guess the top 12 players in every team's history. Maybe do that for a full video, not really on the
That would,
podcast.
yeah.
Hey Darrick, how many top 12 Trailblazers can you get without getting one wrong?
Damian Lillard.
No, hold up. He got that. Let's put a bid in. How many you think he gonna get right before he get wrong?
The odds are 3.5, over under 3.5 before he gets one wrong.
I'll take the before he gets one wrong.
I'm going
Under.
over. I'm going over.
Under.
Over what?
The
3.5?
3.5.
Okay.
It's a
So
layup.
you got one.
I
mean,
know
I'm
his
taking the plus odds.
I know his 4 off the top. So go
Clyde
ahead.
Drexler.
Clyde Drexler's number
LaMarcus
1.
Aldridge.
He's number 4.
Oh my God. Bill Walton.
I knew his 4 off the top.
Arvinas Sabonis.
No, somehow Bill Walton's not on this list.
Oh shit.
So he won an MVP
lost.
award here. So you lost. Somehow Arvidas Sabonis is over him, and I don't know if that's just because. I mean, the dude won he has to be on this list. He won a championship with them. He's got the only championship in
I think
franchise
you're
history.
over because I know he's going Dame, LaMarcus.
He's got the only
I know
MVP
he's going to do
in
Clyde,
franchise
and then the
history.
conversation with rest in peace, Bill. I just knew that was an easy foe for you.
The only thing that I can say is that his rookie season, he only played 35 games. His sophomore year, 51. But then his third year, he was second in MVP. And then his fourth year, he only played 4 years in Portland. He won the MVP award and a championship. So there's no world where he's not in this. But again, it's advanced stats based. So I think probably because he didn't play a ton, he only got 4 years, and a couple of those years he was injured, he didn't make the list. Because Mighty Mouse is over him right now.
I was finna say, based off win shares, yeah, Damon Stoudemire is probably on there.
Yeah.
Is Scottie Pippen on?
Yeah.
No.
Is Terry Porter?
Yes. He's number 3.
Is Duckworth on there? Kevin Duckworth?
No.
What about Cliff Robinson?
Yes.
Rasheed
10.
Wallace?
Yes. Number 6.
What's my boy? Joe Prisbilla.
No.
Joel Prisbilla. I'm
I ain't
sorry.
heard that name in a long time.
There's somebody else. Is Bonzi Wells?
No.
Is
I don't know if y'all getting these off top.
okay.
These are good players, but Michael Thompson,
No, I wasn't getting that.
Buck Williams,
Nope.
Jim Paxson.
Buck Williams played with the what about Maurice? Okay.
And then
What's my boy name?
You said Cliff Robinson.
Maurice
right?
Lucas.
Oh yeah,
Jerome
yeah.
Kersey is the last one.
Shout out Jerome Kersey.
would
Rest
do-
in peace, Jerome Kersey.
Yes, he did
Yeah,
pass
rest in
away.
peace.
I would do Lakers ones, but that's so easy. Or maybe it's not easy because they have so many people.
It's gonna be Mike too. It's gonna be Mike.
All right,
It's
and
gonna
then,
be Mike.
this is not what today's episode is supposed to be, but like we here.
We firing off the hip.
And because we already did our finals preview,
Yeah.
like the topical stuff we did a couple days
This
ago.
is
Go
gonna
watch
be
that.
the show anyway.
This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just random stuff.
Because the
today.
game I got is kind of like this.
All right, so the over under for Mike before he gets one wrong of 12 is 6.5.
Yeah, I think I'll go over.
I'm gonna go under.
All right, Mike
It's not to doubt you though, baby boy. I love you. You can do it.
Kobe Bryant,
is number 1.
Derek Fisher.
Are you being real right now?
No way.
I thought I was just going win shares.
Is he serious?
Derek
I went
Fisher?
under.
Is he serious?
Let me restart.
Why-
Let me
No,
restart.
you lost.
Let me
Why,
restart.
why was Derek Fisher your
I'm-
first?
I'm-
your
And
I was
second
just
guess?
going literally win shares.
But I'm instantly going Kobe, Magic, Shaq, like Kareem, James
James
Worthy.
Worthy.
Let me restart.
He just gave you 7 people. But sure, go ahead.
Kobe, Magic,
Okay.
Kareem,
Uh-huh.
James Worthy,
Uh-huh.
Shaq,
Uh-huh.
Pau Gasol.
No. What about Will Chamberlain?
Jerry
What about
West,
Jerry
Elgin
West? What about George Mikan?
I forgot about the Mike Drill.
Byron Scott is top 12.
Baylor. Okay, because he played with Magic, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is Gail
AC
Goodrich?
Green?
AC
no
Green,
Gail
of course
Goodrich.
you
What
know.
about
Vern
Michael
Michelson?
Cooper?
No.
Damn.
I cannot believe your second name out your mouth of all-time Lakers
You know,
was we
we just seen him. That's
Fisher.
why-
Now go to your phone, open it,
Oh my God, are you serious?
and just leave it on the page. We're gonna do you for the Bulls.
Oh yeah, where? Oh, that's yeah, okay.
You ain't look at it, right?
No, I swear I
Okay,
don't,
okay,
no.
okay.
Pinky promise.
I'm an adult. I wouldn't lie on this podcast.
Ready whenever you are.
Somebody go set a line.
Yeah,
What's the line?
You said it.
I'll set it.
Seven and a half.
Oh,
No, no, no.
7.5. Who am I?
Wait.
Seven and a half.
Encyclopedia?
Hold up.
I'll go 5.5.
I think I should make it because y'all can't see the list.
Oh,
this
this
could
is
be-
some tough people.
Right. It could be extremely hard.
I don't like that he's taking forever.
He just count. That's it. You know, it
Okay.
take him a little time to count.
7.5.
It is
Oh,
7.5.
7.5.
So is that- is the easy
7.5.
one?
Okay, so
it's
give
not
me-
easy because I don't think yours will be 7.5.
So MJ Scotty.
yes.
Okay. Win shares. Win shares, win shares, win shares.
These are very gettable.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Give me Mr. Dangerous.
Who is Mr. Dangerous?
Luau
Oh,
Deng.
dang.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's on here.
Okay. That scared the hell out of me, by the way.
I like the Bulls. Never loved him.
Win shares, Joakim Noah has to be here. DPOY, 7 years on the team.
He's already at 4. Y'all see why it's 7.5.
Yeah.
I can't. If Bill Walton wasn't there for his time,
It's hard to put Dennis
it's
Rodman.
hard to put Derrick Rose
Oh, I was about to say
as
Dennis
an
Rodman.
MVP
Yeah,
because
okay.
you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna shelf Derrick Rose for now. And
But
if
I think that two DPOYs from Dennis Rodman, I think you still snoozing on him.
he didn't win those with the Bulls,
Oh,
He
true.
won those with the
was-
Pistons.
Yeah.
and his Bulls tenure was what 3 years.
That's why you got to know your history.
So I'm just
To
gonna,
me,
I'm gonna
that-
pass on that.
When we talk about greatest defenders of all time, to me, that is what I think of. Dennis Rodman with the Detroit Pistons. So Draymond, as much as I love you, Let's not even segue.
Here's what my mindset is with this. Because the 90s were so dominant, it's probably some people that were just there for the ride that were on this list. And this is not an official guess, but like one of the guards, like a Steve Kerr or Mr. Paxton, might be on this list, considering they were just on the court with MJ all the goddamn time.
Tony Kukoc.
I think his tenure was too short. Okay, I don't want this whole podcast to be thinking, so I'm going to get a guess out there. I'm going to say Bob Love.
Hey, do what you need to do. This is our show. Don't nobody tell us.
Is Bob Love on that list?
Yes,
Okay.
Bob Love is on the list. You see how thinking ain't got you wrong?
Yeah.
Do you, man? Don't think like him, though.
He started thinking like me with the people that he's just talking about. They had the right along.
Well, you got to think about the Bulls don't have a bunch of legends.
But
in
he
their
came
history.
out shooting with Scotty and
He
Pip.
did,
You
he
got to
did.
come out shooting Magic and Cole. You said Cole,
Derek
Derek Fish.
Bro, you have nothing but Hall of Famers in your list. He was like, Darrick Fish.
I took a L, man.
You got 5 of the 12.
Okay.
And I ain't criticized because I don't know what the Knicks would be. But
Larry Johnson.
I'm damn sure not having my second pick. be-
Raymond Felton.
Yeah, that would be my second pick.
Jeremy Lin.
Jerry Sloan.
Bingo. That's the one I was worried about. Rest in peace, Coach Sloan.
I need over under 7.5, so I need 2 more to get my over.
Yes.
Okay.
The irony is that he's on here, but they stopped him from getting what he really wanted, was those championships as a coach of the Utah Jazz.
Oh boy.
I fully believe that you can get 11 out of the 12.
I probably could.
I don't think you're going to get 12 out of 12.
Okay. Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Just know he's played here 8
Have
years.
you said Derrick Rose?
I shelved it for now.
Okay,
I shelved
yeah,
it for
yeah.
now.
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Shut the hell up.
Okay.
Because I'm going to let you know, some of the names that you have said
Yeah, they not on
will
that.
have gotten him wrong. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them.
Derrick Rose.
Wrong. Right before you got your over.
Damn it, Derrick.
Right before you got your over.
But Dennis Rodman was on there?
No.
No,
Oh, damn.
no, he can't be.
No. There is also no Steve Kerr. But the one name he did say that was right
Tony Kukoc?
was Tony Kukoc.
Oh, okay, word. Shout out to Tony.
Something you said was right. Right for the ride. Horace Grant. The one that I thought
Damn.
the one that I thought you weren't going to get is Chet Walker.
I own everything. It was in my head, but I didn't want to guess it because I don't know how long he played for the Bulls.
One
I
that's
know
going to
he's-
piss you off. Artis Gilmore.
He also was in my head, but he got to the Bulls on the latter half of his career. I didn't know if he was going to be impactful enough to make the list.
I felt you was going to say him. And then last but not least, one of our favorites and all of our hearts. But like, we all love Derrick Rose, but when you don't think of Derrick Rose, and this is maybe not
Captain.
Yes.
Captain Kirk?
Goddamn captain.
Yes.
What am I doing? All right, we got to do Knicks just to
We
end
gotta
it,
do
and
the
then
Knicks.
and then we'll really get to what we're here for. Let me see. Yo, over under. Mike, help me with the over under. I'm thinking 4.5.
4.5.
I'm thinking 4.5.
Whenever you
Right,
got,
you see his face?
whenever you got to start
Nah,
clicking,
5.5.
I would say 5.5.
whenever you got to start
5.5.
clicking to see who these people are,
I seen like a quick 4.
5.5 is the line. You can actually, it's 5.5 is the line.
my first guess is Patrick Ewing.
He's number 1.
My second guess, let me make sure I don't overthink. My second guess is Allen Houston.
Allen Houston is number 10 on the list.
I did
Oh,
better than
you-
Mike. I did better than Mike. My third guess is Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere's on the list. Let me see where he's at. Pierre. I thought one of these black and white men was Dave
a lot of
DeBusschere.
those pictures was black and white.
He's not on the list.
Is
A
Dick
lot of
Barnett
pictures
on the
was
list?
Black and white.
No, he is not on the list.
Is John Starks on the list?
He's on the list. He's number
Is Carmelo
11.
Anthony on the
He's
list?
not on the list. I
Okay.
thought this way your head was going to go immediately. I'm glad it
Yeah, I
didn't.
tried to put it
did not.
way in the back. Is
You forgetting
Derek
about
Harper on the
You
list?
forgetting about an absolute legend. Even to this day, he's a legend.
Oh, Bernard King.
No,
Oh, Clyde.
Clyde.
That was my Mike moment. I should have went Pat Clyde.
Yeah, Bernard King's not on this list. Fucking Carl Braun is, though. Just let you know.
You know who
I was gonna say, I don't know who the hell that is.
It's a bruise on that list.
It's a bruiser.
Enforcer on that
big
list.
enforcer.
Charles Oakley?
Charles
Oakley.
Oakley, number 5. The rest one was Willis Reed, Harry Gattatin. I'm sorry.
I love
I'm not a
basketball.
historian.
I was gonna say, but some of these names,
Kenny Sears is here. Ask me his accolades. 2-time All-Star. So accolades. Nothing else. 2-time All-Star.
time out. There has to be one This is where I wish Austin had like a microphone or something that we could all do together. What's one that us three can do?
Like the Spurs.
Or is that too easy? Because
Yeah.
Bill Cartwright's on this list too.
Woo!
Richie Guillen.
shout out Richie, Guy Richie.
Earl the Pearl.
I mean, he could still tell us if we got it
But
right.
no, we're gonna shelf it and we're gonna make a full YouTube video out of it. I think that'll be very fun. 2v2, or we can work all together. 3 strikes.
Yeah.
That's okay, Darrick. What? Tell me what today's episode, because we don't have any real news. Everybody has a segment that they will be hosting. Darrick is hosting first.
What do y'all think the league's dream finals matchup was? Like, I know
Kobe versus LeBron.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, this season?
This season, I know we got Luka versus Tatum, but who do you think the dream matchup was for the league?
Honestly, for the league, they always want to see a Laker, especially because they have Bron. So I think that they would love to have the Lakers come out the West, just because and when the Lakers are in the finals, the numbers are the best. That's just the reality of it.
Lakers versus Celtics.
And then you also got LeBron on the team. He's 40, near 40. That would have been them.
Like a passing the torch type vibe, where Tatum now beating LeBron in the finals.
I think they want to see Bron
After
win.
2017, they played against each
But
other.
I just know that the history between Boston and LA, to bring it back, I could be wrong too.
But
You got Giannis and Dame out there.
Yeah, Dream is kind of tough though because there's so much parity. I don't know if there was a Dream one.
You don't think there was a cash cow out there that wasn't just the Lakers?
No, because I think that they was eating so damn hard with the Cavs versus Warriors. They would have wanted maybe a juggernaut to be in there, but there's no juggernauts anymore.
I'll tell you one thing. Once the Timberwolves got to the second round in East and Western Conference Finals, I think that was the one that they were dreaming for.
Yeah.
For Anthony Edwards to have the chance.
I mean, the
at
NBA
23.
retweeted the tweet that says "New face of the league, Anthony Edwards." So that was like, they were like, "Yeah, we want that. We want to push this kid."
There's also been this conversation around the NBA with like the American star, because you got Giannis, Luka, Jokic, even Rudy winning Defensive Player of the Year. There has been this conversation about like a homegrown U.S. American star, like they used to have when it was Bird, Magic, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
LeBron.
LeBron.
Which I don't really have no problem with. I want the best player. I don't care if he comes from Mars.
I would. That's unfair.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He just don't get tired. Kevin Gates Jr.
They need their own league.
just
Put
don't
them in
get
their
tired.
own league. It's crazy.
Would that make us racist? They own league.
That's why it's so crazy.
No, I mean, it would just kind of be like
An
get
alien
separated.
league?
Well, they're not
It'd be
human.
like, it would be a different league. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so they're not.
It's the ANBA,
Yeah.
Alien National Basketball Association.
Some they got podcasts.
I would be the first one to hop on the Alien Basketball League podcast.
Definitely got a team up there called the Moon Rocks.
The moon?
That would last 3 days.
The Apollos.
With the climate of the world that we live in today, us saying they would last 3 hours. You'd have think pieces on TikTok, 17 parts of it about us.
What do we
calling them
already
they.
have aliens in the league?
We do.
Victor Wembanyama.
Name Victor, yeah.
Hey, this feels like that sentence is like coming from the worst podcast of all time. What if we already have aliens? Just let you know how depressed. But back to the original question. I don't know if there was a dream matchup this year, honestly. Like P mentioned, the Dame and Giannis thing would have been cool just because that was a new duo that we were being introduced to. But like, who is the most popular player in basketball? It is still like Steph Curry and Bron.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if it had to be a conference finals, but I think that they would have loved to see those two teams duke it out.
Could I
for a
throw
full
this out
7?
there? Could this scenario be their dream? Based off what you said, because so much stock is still put into Steph, LeBron, Durant, could this have been a dream to now have a world where we don't have them and now it can usher in, like somebody is now going to have a championship that will kind of etch them into some type of legacy conversation to open up the gates. Because we've had these years where we fantasize about it, we try to project. Now at the end of this finals, somebody will walk out with that championship under their resume to usher in a new thing. Anthony Edwards had a statement run that we hope that he can build on. We see Vic coming. A lot of these projections and fantasy conversations we've had can now start to be etched into the actual history book to usher in a whole new class, to where we still are relying on Steph, Kevin Durant, and LeBron to always be as great as they can be. But we don't fall flat on our faces if they can't hit that peak level of getting to the NBA Finals.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think it's like ushering a new generation. And I think you're seeing like the international player going against the homegrown talent, Jayson Tatum. I think you're getting that coming through and it's like clashing as the two best players in the series. So I think there's still a lot of interest in this series, and I think it's still going to be very fun.
Yeah, because I think that the NBA did such a good job from like 2000 to 2015 in building like popularity of players. Now it's just tougher for them to do it because we're so accustomed to Bron and Steph Curry and stuff that I think they haven't even really done a great job of this next generation. Because part of it, we just don't know who the next generation super duper star is. Yeah. And some of the people that might be there, I mean, Jokic is almost 30, so I don't even want to put him in next generation. But it's like maybe the Jokic era right now, he's not a guy that really cares about something like that. So it's like, who is that guy? And this could be a place that's like lays the road for it being Luka or it being Tatum.
Yeah, it is interesting though. Jokic is definitely becoming more marketable though, in a way, because they do have him in more commercials. He's more involved. He even seems like he talks more in press conferences.
Is that the downfall of Nikola Jokic? He started to do commercials and now they lose in the second round.
I don't think so.
Is he more marketable, or did he just agree to do a couple commercials?
I think he's more marketable. I think he's showing more personality. I mean, maybe there was a dollar in front of him to where he was just like, hey, I'll show up and I'll do my thing. But I think he in the past, he never really cared to do it.
What makes somebody more marketable than the next person to you?
Personality, ability, comfortability in front of the camera. Like I think you got to have some sort of like confidence, way of talking. I don't know. You got to have that. You have to have that marketable personality.
Rank numbers on the board on marketability.
On marketability, so like who's the more marketable up here?
1 to 4.
Well, your platform will make you number 1, and your personality.
Thanks, man.
It's fear.
I am
platform.
PG-13 when it matters the most.
I would go Pierre. He has the personality as well. Myself, and then probably Mike.
Lame. You're unmarketable.
But I don't think. But that's the thing though. I don't think that's number one surprises Mike, because I think Mike don't want to be not. I don't think Mike wants to be marketable.
Yeah, I think he cares.
But that's the thing about like
that is something that I personally do care about. Honestly,
that's the thing about Jokic though. Like, I don't think Jokic is marketable because I don't think Jokic cares about being marketable. I just think that he just got in a couple
I feel
situations where he's the MVP, so he has to do a couple things. I don't think it's a dollar mark that made him want to do it. It's just like,
I don't know.
And then the things he did a hotel commercial where he said 3 lines.
Illumination must have gave him a bag because he does look like Gru. And you're like, there's one player in the world that's the top of his league that looks like this character.
Is that the sit down therapy type thing?
Yeah. Let's get him to dress like Gru. No, actually, I think that they did a really good job marketing that because that fit that he had on was an actual fit he wore to a game.
Yes, it was.
And then went viral saying that he looked like Gru. And then they attached themselves to that because they had the new movie coming out, which I was watching part 3 this morning with my daughter.
I wasn't.
Still pretty okay.
I seen like the first one.
Yeah.
And then I
cool.
look at myself as like an Anthony Edwards, where like I'm fine with being marketable, but I don't care. So my commercial would be me cursing. He in his commercial said "F buddy" to Cameron. That's how my commercial would be. Oh man, Peter Fan said you be on D Mills too ass too much. F him.
And Anthony Edwards was in that movie with Adam Sandler. I forgot the name of it. Hustle. But like it felt like Anthony Edwards was being himself. Like it didn't feel like it was forced acting or like he was reading lines. It seemed like they gave him a script of like what they want him to do, and he went in there strictly off vibes and was just talking and stuff.
They said be yourself, and he said okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. I don't know if that's exactly what went down, but that's what it feels like when you watch Hustle.
And I'm probably going to be extremely wrong, but I think that's the best type of marketing. Is when you allow somebody to be yourself. So then when you run into that person and you see that person in real life and they're that same person that they were able to be captured. And it's nothing wrong with it's nothing wrong with being PG-13 either. If that, because everybody that I see being PG, I'm a grown ass man. I know that they not PG 24/7.
Yes.
But sometimes I remember when we first started, and I first started to do the behind the scenes, and that was some people first time hearing KB curse.
Yeah.
We still get those on these.
Yeah, he would be like, "Can he just say what I think he said? Did he just tell Mike, don't grab my damn apple?" Like that behind the scenes was so big because KB not only cursed, but he got on Mike's bumper.
Yeah.
Because he went in his refrigerator
and got his
25-cent apple.
No, it was about the principle.
He don't understand that.
It's
been 7
Was that
years.
your last apple?
Yes, it literally was the last
I would
apple.
have got you some more.
It was
Just
too
an
late.
apple.
We'll deliver them to my house. That Anthony Edwards commercial, because we live in a digital age, everything happens so fast. If that same commercial dropped in like early 2000, late 90s, it would be an all-time commercial.
To me, that is an on-time commercial.
Like,
It's a great commercial.
for this generation.
it's so good.
We
It's
don't get
such
those.
a good commercial.
We don't
And
get those
I
no
think it
more.
was dropped at the right time. They dropped it right after they got out of the playoffs.
It's like they
and
filmed it beforehand.
yeah, no, they definitely did.
Some of my favorites at the top of my mind is that one. When LeBron signed with the Heat and he redid the Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model. Bro, I would have ran to Foot Locker in that day and got that shoe. I would have ran. That commercial, when Derrick Rose came back, the return,
Yeah.
dog, dog, I would have ran through a wall for Derrick Rose and gave him my leg. I would have gave it to him.
Oh, now
I
you
would have
about to
walked
make
around here like this.
I'm trying to think about some more.
You can
great
have
campaigns.
it.
Oh man.
The Christmas commercial is always great.
Phenomenal.
Where they shooting the threes.
Some that I hated.
That was beautiful.
I did not like the hyper dunk when Kevin Durant and that was like retro and rapping. I forget what they was doing, but it was kind of retro. It was a hyper dunk thing. I love Kevin Durant campaign with the I'm tired of being second. I'm tired of being number two.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Phenomenal. Under Armour ain't really give me no really Steph Curry
No,
bangers.
I can't remember a Steph Curry banger commercial.
I'm trying to think of another one that I didn't like. A funny one, not my favorite. Russell Westbrook dancing after Kevin Durant left. Now I do what I want, and now I do what I want. Crazy wild commercial. But yeah, and my favorite commercial of all time is easily the Michael Jordan. Maybe it's my fault.
I don't
like
even
Mike?
know if this was a part of a campaign.
Be Like Mike is incredible.
I remember
as well.
he always had those puppet commercials where it'd be like Puppet
Oh,
LeBron,
yeah.
Puppet
Hell yeah.
Kobe. I remember I had the little puppet shirt where he had the four. This before he got his fifth one.
Yeah.
But he had the 4 rings on the shirt.
And they went to the beach and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal commercial. What about LeBron? And I don't know if Mike and Darrick, y'all watching basketball back then, but
I love saying that.
but I'm a joke. That was a joke, but I'm also some seriousness in it. But have y'all ever seen the commercial? This is Young Bron when he played like 5 different people. It was like a family of LeBrons. It was like an old man LeBron.
Was that a Christmas commercial with Sprite?
I
am I
think this is
tweaking?
Nike one.
Okay.
But he was one in the pool. It was a super cool LeBron.
I'll probably have to re-see it. I
He
can't
was like a
remember right now.
family of LeBrons, and he played like 6 of them. He played the actual LeBron training. He played an old man who was the grandpa. He played a fly uncle who always had a nice fro that didn't want nothing to touch. And he probably had like a couple other ones.
Didn't they have I don't know how many times they pushed it, but I know they had one in recent with LeBron where it was like the Father Time one.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how many like they rolled out, but I remember specifically they were trying to do the Father Time one, like he's beating Father Time.
When we were in LA, that was the biggest billboard, and I was like, "That is so." It was him and Jason Momoa, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even remember the billboard.
But we were there, and I'm like, "That
Aquaman?
is a really cool campaign." We got to take a break, but when we come back, we got more conversation. I think it's Mike's segment next.
It is.
All right, let's get to it.
Put me in front of campaign commercials.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
All righty, Mike. What you
Another
got today?
commercial. I'm sorry. Do y'all remember? Do you remember? Because again, they might be too young. Do you remember the Allen Iverson commercial? Where he was dribbling the street through all the cars and traffic.
I think I know
You
which one
seen
you're
that?
talking about. Yeah.
There was also an Allen Iverson campaign where he was dribbling and stuff, and Jadakiss was rapping.
Oh, I don't remember a commercial with Jada.
That was so hard, bro. That was so hard. I'm sorry, Mike.
For my segment, I'm gonna call it popcorn. I'm gonna say a word, and I want
Popcorn
you,
reading.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but we don't read over here. I'm
Oh,
gonna say
yes, we do. Hold on. Speak for yourself. We read.
This side
we
of
read.
the we can't read.
We read.
He don't read over there either.
I don't read. I'm not gonna sit up here and flex like I be reading
Only thing
books.
he read is 400 degrees, 25 minutes.
Oh, I was about to say you lying. He ain't never read no ingredients and no calorie intake. No, I'm just joking. Derrick was on his calorie intake super strong. Matter of fact.
Sucks, yeah.
It's called popcorn. I'm gonna say a word, and I want you to just say the first player, moment, whatever comes to mind based off these playoffs.
Oh, in the playoffs, I bet.
That's based off the playoffs.
Cool.
First one, closer.
Jalen Brunson.
Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey, okay.
That one game, I think that's, you know how sometimes things get lost to history in your mind? Like, you know what happened, but you don't think about it. That's one of the performances that I feel like is always going to be in my head.
Yeah, that
what he did
4-point
that
play
game.
it's just so nasty. Because you don't really get 4-point plays to, like to put you back into a game. Usually they're going to give you the 3 or they're going to foul you and put your, like, for them to foul and him to make it, that's just ridiculous.
I'll go with Jalen Brunson. I always felt like, even as a Knicks fan, when they got to that certain time, besides that game, but even in that game, I felt like we was good because we had Jalen Brunson.
I think about that Luka step back on Rudy too.
Yeah.
I feel like it just is something. It is something you've seen happening in real time. You just know, like, he's probably about to make this shot, and he just did.
Should be Drew Holiday the way he was locking up the Pacers in crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
Lockdown.
It could be Drew Holiday the way he was like.
Same with Drew Holiday.
I don't know. I feel like it's been such a. I actually can't say it's been an offensive-oriented playoffs. We've had some really
The
grinded out
Timberwolves had
games.
some really good defensive,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
first series that they had, and then the series against the Suns, they locked up. The series against the Denver, they definitely had
Locked
times
up
when they
when
were
it
locking up.
mattered.
Yeah.
They did a great job with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray never really exploded. He never had the games that you were accustomed to seeing him at.
You didn't finish the.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh man, locked up.
I mean, Drew Holiday probably is one of those dudes. Rudy Gobert, he had a good defense.
Yeah, Darrick,
he
say
may
it.
not have had-
Some people might
I mean,
argue that.
He may not have had a great series against Luka. Nobody is going to have a great series against Luka. We need to end that narrative. But other than that, Rudy Gobert had a good defensive
No,
playoff
you can
line.
add him to the
Yeah.
list. You remember it's always that narrative. It's James Harden. Everybody get messed up by James Harden. Man, that's Steph Curry. We got to add Luka Doncic to the
that's
list.
true.
We got to add Luka to it now.
It's crazy. Rudy got cooked by Steph, Luka, and James Harden, and then everybody just put that on him.
4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
I don't know anybody that's stopping those 3 dudes.
I don't either, but 4 times the Defensive Player of the Year better have the best chance.
I guess.
Next word is
And
disappointing.
I'm not a Rudy hater.
Sound like it.
I'm just saying what people be saying.
They told me I can't talk in Rudy Gobert conversations no more. So
Why?
I'm
Who
just-
said that?
That's
Clips
what,
want
that's
you
what
to.
Twitter said.
Clips want you to.
Oh, he need more footage?
Yeah, he do.
I was trying to set you up. I was trying to give you your lane of saying, yeah, he's supposed to be.
No,
But
he got cooked.
Yeah. Nobody was blaming Rudy, but he definitely got cooked.
No, nobody was blaming Rudy.
I'm not blaming
here.
Nobody up here. Nobody up here. You know, people, they got their own mind of their own.
Because when your
That's-
star players shoot 28%,
that's the toughest
I don't
thing.
really care about the defense.
that's the thing that I be having with that conversation is like, he was getting cooked.
He
But
was.
It was not his fault that
Right.
they lost because Carlton Towns also went off 8 from 3 in the game.
Well, speaking of that one, head scratcher, I also had up here.
Larry Nance, when he tried to pass the ball to
That felt like 6
That was
months
Herb
ago.
Jones, wasn't it?
no, Larry Nance had a chance where he passed the ball to somebody and flew out of bounds, and instead it ended up being.
It might have been Herb. It might have been Trey Murphy. It was either Herb or Trey Murphy.
Who he's
That's it.
passing the ball
Oh,
to?
who he's
Yeah, who he
passing-
passed the
yeah,
ball
yeah.
to, and he lost it out of bounds.
And I was
Yeah.
like, Brandon Ingram's right there. That's the give him the ball. Why are you outletting it to somebody else who's not even paying attention?
I'm bringing up that Jaden McDaniels moment where he caught the ball, jumped
Mike.
out of bounds,
Me and
from
Mike
underneath
was
the
in
rim, and
Discord.
threw the ball. Just turned it over.
We were so lost. We were so
This
lost.
was like fourth quarter too,
Yeah.
like couple minutes left.
Mine is when Rick Carlisle decided not to foul up by 3 against Chris Middleton, and he hit the shot to go to OT.
Oh,
Now, they won that game, so I guess it don't matter too much, but like,
but that was a nasty shot though.
yeah, I'm happy he didn't because
Yeah.
it gave us the moment. But like as a coach, I mean, he learned his lesson because on the Jaylen Brown shot in the series after, or 2 series after that, the goal was to foul, but it was just a little bit too late. So he did learn his lesson, but in that moment in time, I'm like, you got to foul. Chris Middleton
I'm
can hit
gonna
that shot.
put.
Head scratcher. The Knicks, we were down by like 25, almost 30 points, and Jalen Brunson was in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I scratched my head for real.
Thibodeau. Yeah, I mean, that's just Thibodeau, man.
And shout out to them for doing that on Mother's Day so we can really be with our OGs. I really
I
appreciate
remember that day. Yeah. I walked into the house and they had their game plan. They was down 30. I'm finna go get me a plate.
I feel you.
Next one is disappointing.
The Phoenix Suns. You mean to tell me you couldn't get a game?
Yeah, the
it's
Suns.
gotta be.
Yeah,
them.
You couldn't
it's
get a
gotta be
game?
Suns.
That's probably the worst outing of the entire playoffs, right?
Especially since it's post them making that trade. This is their first time, and you expected something
One game.
One.
The Lakers got one game.
against the Nuggets too.
Yeah, they got one game. You can't get one game.
Don't remind me of that series.
Yeah.
No, the Lakers got one.
It was a close 5-game series.
It was.
I like to see you there in pain and agony.
We just could have pulled that series out, man.
This is the second time y'all had a close series.
You could
with
have
the
pulled
Nuggets.
that series out.
We was up every game.
You right.
We was up.
Y'all couldn't
Y'all-
close it
yeah.
out. That's why y'all lost in 5.
Y'all were
Yeah.
literally out there beating yourself. Like it's
Yeah, we was doing some of that, I guess.
You know what I was thinking about? Because y'all won a championship during the bubble, we didn't really get the. At least maybe I don't remember.
The feeling of it, right?
For you to pop your collar about your team winning.
Yeah,
the
all you did
championship.
was wear that weak ass HOH hoodie.
Yes, the
Oh, yeah, that
2020
one that free.
championship hoodie.
It was free. You know I love me some free.
You still
clothes.
got it?
No, it's faded. It's too faded. I threw it away.
Okay. We would say that y'all got something in common.
Too faded.
Also too short.
Shout out to one of the greatest.
What's my favorite word?
Don't say it, Darrick.
Look, Darrick is ready.
I knew he was the one.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Oh, well, on ESPN you can say it now, I guess.
Last one I got is relentless.
Josh Hart literally was out there just relentlessly getting boards at a high rate. Like he was getting like 15 boards a game.
This is where I would put Jalen Brunson. This is where I would put Jalen Brunson. It took him like a game or two in the first series to really get his feet wet.
Relentless.
Then after that, it was
They had that stat. It was like he's averaging 37 drives a game, or it was some crazy high
Yeah.
stat. And I'm like, bro, you know how much energy that takes to keep getting to the paint?
Yeah, I guess you do have to give it to Jalen Brunson.
37 drives is ridiculous.
against good defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ish.
I mean, yeah, the Pacers.
The Pacers defense was
The-
amazing. It was better after Tyrese got injured, though. Way better.
So
And that's not even a shot. That's like legitimately the truth. That's not a shot at all.
switching gears
So
a
they
little
better
bit,
without him.
I got some people.
Uh-huh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a comparison from NBADraft.net
Ooh, I love this.
from players
Uh-huh.
in our time.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I just did a video like this like
Oh, you
3
did?
days ago.
Okay.
So if it's like, oh man, I'm on it, that's because I might have seen it in my video. I don't want y'all to think I'm this draft expert.
If you know immediately, just let us cook a little.
Bet.
Some
Say
of
less.
these you should know immediately.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm starting off with like some layups. This dude, because it's such a layup, I'm gonna read the strengths. Everyone I won't read strengths and weaknesses, but this dude I will. His vision and passing skills are what sets him apart.
Ben Simmons.
A player
Lonzo.
with his combination of size and point guard skills is very rare. The only player to have this in the past was Magic Johnson. There are no more than 5 players in the NBA that have the vision and passing skills of blank. On top of all this, he's a physical specimen. The sky is truly the limit. He has developed his body to make his great strength. He is legit 240 pounds and has a very little body fat. He is an NBA body at 18. He has all the gifts to play PG, but he will likely have to start at the 2 and 3 positions before he can really run a team from the point guard position. But when you have a player with this type of passing skills, you want the offense to run through him every time down the floor, making point guard his natural position. He has met and surpassed the hype every step of the way. The game just comes so easily to him. He's the epitome of a hoops prodigy. He has changed the face of, I'm going to leave it there.
Luka Doncic.
Sound like they glazing. It makes me the only person that fits, and you said NBADraft.net.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like Bron.
I had thought it was Ben Simmons at
Because they
first.
said he got to play the 2 or the 3. I remember
but
Bron
he
did
said
not
that
come out.
when he said that, then it took out Ben
But
Simmons.
But then he said 240 or something along
Yeah,
those
so he's a
lines.
Yeah.
big dude.
So it's
That's
not, and
why I
maybe
also-
not Bron.
that's
Maybe
why I
it's
also
Bron,
thought
not
that was-
Luka, because Luka was very thin coming in. Then he started smoking that stuff.
The
Luka.
weaknesses are smaller, so
Okay.
all the hype at such a young age is inconvincible. Can he stay focused and continue to work hard to improve his game? His free throw shooting must improve. Defensive intensity must get better. Right
Oh,
now, he's
definitely
under
Ben
70%, but this should definitely improve with experience. Blank still tends to go for the spectacular at times when a solid play is all that's necessary. But it's probably nitpicking as he likes to put on a show and usually only brings out tricks when the game is in his hand. No one has ever had to overcome this kind of hype.
It's got to be Bron. There's no other player. They talked about hype 7 times.
Yeah, they did.
He was the most hyped player ever.
But when was there ever a time when people were saying put LeBron at the 2?
LeBron played 2 his rookie season.
Oh, is it LeBron?
Is that your final
That's
answer?
my final answer.
The comparison is Magic Johnson. Is that still your final answer?
Kind of. Only other person
Yeah.
that makes sense is Ben Simmons. But I don't remember Ben Simmons having. I mean, he had hype, obviously.
And did Ben Simmons come in at 18? I don't think Ben Simmons came in.
I think he may
18.
have came in at 19, 1 year at LSU. I'm thinking Bron. But also,
Yeah,
NBA,
because
I don't know
18,
if NBA drafts-
sounds, 18 sounds like right out of high school. Or like,
Right.
yeah, I'm going LeBron.
Bron.
It's LeBron James.
Okay. We may have overthought it, but
It's
I'm
LeBron
glad.
But Ben
James.
Simmons did fit some of those categories.
Yes.
What it would make you think of it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. See, some of this I had to blank out because it was talking about like nobody has faced this type of hype in high school basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, LeBron. That was LeBron. The next person we have is. Oh, I'm not telling y'all the name. Okay, this is good though.
I thought you
This is
was
good.
about to say the name.
NBA comparison: Dwayne Wade / Jason Kidd.
Oh man.
These are his strengths, and I'm gonna only read the strengths because
idea,
it's
wait.
so long.
Uh huh.
So maybe I won't even read all of this. A breathtaking athlete with terrific size for the point guard position. At 6'3", his upside is truly special.
6'3".
An absolutely dazzling dunker with blinding speed, likely to be the most athletic point guard in the league for years to come. A point guard in the truest sense of the word. His development in this area has been phenomenal in the past 2 years, which is apparent when you read his profile from a year and a half ago. Knows how to run a team and raises the level of play of his teammates. A pass-first point guard with excellent court vision has a rare ability to create passing lanes, finding and creating shots for teammates who do not appear to be open. A relentless defender with quick hands and length.
Okay.
Gets low and will lock his man down on defense and should only
have an
improve.
idea.
Gives the same intensity and effort on both ends of the floor. Since y'all have an idea and y'all are ooh and ah,
Who are you thinking about?
I was
was-
thinking D Rose for some
I
time.
was
I
thinking
was
D
think-
Rose or like Russell.
I was thinking John Wall.
Ooh, Darrick might have cooked that
Yeah.
because
Dwayne Wade and Jason Kidd, the vision, the athleticism,
they said 6'3",
He said
6
pass
around.
first.
and the
too.
defensive
Pass first.
impact. He gonna sit in the chair and lock his guy up. He active in the pass
I'm rolling
lane.
with Darrick on this one.
It's John Wall.
final answer?
Yeah.
It's Derrick Rose.
What?
This is what I want to remind you. This is NBA Draft Net.
Yeah.
So this is going into the league. So you have to imagine everything they said about Derrick Rose. That's what he was doing to come into the league.
Yeah.
He's in high school.
Yeah.
Damn near probably locking everybody
Yeah.
up.
True.
It's probably pass for, you know what I mean?
The pass first thing also threw
That
me
threw
off.
me
The
off,
pass
too.
first thing made me think of John Wall.
Yeah.
No, all your
I think your ideas was
right.
good.
But
Yeah.
you know, that's why this is fun. This is why this is fun. That was
Damn,
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
I thought you was gonna know based off the Kid and Wade, because this is something that
That's what immediately made me think.
this draft sheet. This is so nostalgic for me. I remember this being printed in my dad's. Like my dad gave me this, and like I highlighted certain things. Like it's just crazy. And shout out to NBA Draft.net for keeping shit the same. Some people got caught by changing their write-ups and
They
comparisons
did get caught too.
throughout the year. They did.
Yeah.
Who did they do it for?
I don't know the exact players, but if
Okay.
you go to their site, like, because I just did this video, their 2009 draft, they had to put something that said edited 2019
Okay.
because they did get
Okay.
caught.
But I do remember that comparison for him. This one is going to be funny, but I need y'all to lock in, okay?
Okay, all right.
It's about to start getting a little tougher. His NBA comparison is Wes Unseld.
Whoa.
Okay?
Okay, wait. Even before that, okay, just go.
Strengths. Incredibly strong and gifted big man with a basketball IQ that is off the charts. Has a great mix of physicality and finesse to his game. Shows maturity well beyond his years. Combines advanced post moves with great patience, resulting in a lethal package. Possesses a great knack for establishing low post position using pin downs and duck-ins to get his defender on his back and out of position. His great hands not only allow him to catch difficult passes in traffic, but they also provide him with a feathery, soft touch around the basket in addition to his ability to deliver the ball at bullet speed. His vision and willingness to pass out of the post are unparalleled for a player his age, making him one of the best passing big men at any level. He showed that he consistently knocked down the college three. With continued work, he should have no problems extending his range even further. His form is very fluid for a player his size. He gets great elevation. Possibly the most intriguing aspect of skill set is his in-between mid-range game. Quick weaknesses. At 6'9", he is undersized, and he also lacks great athleticism to offset this size deficiency.
Okay.
Was not in the greatest shape this season, often being the last man up the court and getting winded very quickly. Needs to work on fitness, could stand to lose some weight and put on some more muscle. Weight and speed could always be an issue, as even when in shape, he lacks great speed in the floor or laterally. Was able to get away with overpowering opponents in the college. I'm stopping and I emphasize some of the stuff I emphasized to paint y'all a picture. This is going to be hard,
6'9".
but it shouldn't be that hard. This dude is an all-star player. or was an all-star player. This dude is a guy that is not hard when you just sit and think for a second.
Okay. This guy's not 6'9", but the first thing that came to mind with that weakness is DeMarcus. He's not 6'9", though. At least I don't think. I think he ended up being like 6'10", 6'11".
He said he had some elevation on his jumper too.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, DeMarcus got none of that.
Elevation
Okay,
on the
never
jumper
mind.
threw me
Get
off
rid
a
of
little
him.
bit.
They
rid
said
of
he
him.
had a nice jump shot. He shot the 3-ball well in college,
He was an all-star, though.
and he could post up.
This dude is a Hall of Famer. In my book, I don't know if he's down right, but in my book, Basketball Hall of Fame, he'll be in it without
Did
a
they
doubt.
say anything about defense?
No.
Do y'all remember?
I don't remember.
Nah.
I attached myself to the West Unsell comparison and basically didn't hear anything until the end. I was just thinking about like 6'8", 6'9" bigs.
6'9".
Who can pass out of the post?
So yeah,
but he
what
also,
they talked about was his passing out of the post. He's big, strong, but sometimes that affects him because it's pudgy.
Ooh,
What about K Love? He was a little pudgy coming in too. Skill big with a jumper.
Zach Randolph.
I thought about Zach Randolph, but then the jumper started.
But
Something with shooting that
but-
ball. He could shoot.
But I don't know. I
I
what
love
Zach-
seeing y'all work, by the way.
I don't know what Zach Randolph was doing in college. I'm not going to sit up and. I don't know if he was shooting the 3-ball well in college.
Do you know where he was playing at?
he played at?
Tom Izzo. I said that like that was going to help him.
Yeah.
Oh, Michigan.
Okay.
Wrong.
Michigan State.
Yes.
The Kevin Love was interesting because he
But
did
said
say
he had like a
all-star.
bunch of back to the basket. Like he said he could score with his back to the basket too. Like he had the strength to quick duck-ins type stuff.
He
But they
said,
said
and that
his
good
best-
passer out of the post. That's all of this is. I don't mind the Kevin Love guess,
But they also said his mid, like he had a great in between game. Like that was
which
like when,
again, I can't attest to at UCLA. I don't know if he might have at UCLA. And he did kind of in the NBA too.
yeah. I feel like both of these.
I'm not going to
dudes-
let y'all overthink. Mike is right. It's Kevin Love.
Okay, cool. Kevin Love,
okay.
good job, Mike. Good,
Kevin
good pull.
Love.
Good pull.
It's Kevin Love. See, what they're doing that you're not doing is you're focusing on things and you're questioning it without thinking about who they are as a college player.
Yeah, you think about the prime version of them.
So yeah. Don't think about Kevin Love in Minnesota.
I don't know if I've ever seen you take a sip of the water that you bring every day. I don't know if I've ever seen you.
Well, you
And
remember
he's not bringing them. So if you're not gonna drink those, stop taking them out for the rest of us. Then we're gonna have no water.
But
No,
y'all,
but you
I be having
remember-
the same water bottle for like 2 weeks.
Remember when we was on all
You had a
audio,
collection of
and
like
he would take
7.
one sip and leave it
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah.
But that sip wasn't that big before though.
No, it was just a.
Hey, stop watching my mouth, bro.
Big sip.
Get out my mouth.
Yeah, because KB will beat you up. Next
The
guy.
joke went from really funny to like, what are we talking about?
This guy is compared to Ben Gordon. Again, it's getting tougher now,
So
guys.
microwave.
Very explosive scorer, able to fill it up in a hurry in a variety of ways, has the swagger and confidence of a seasoned veteran, and never gets down on himself or allows an opponent or performance to rattle him. Possesses range well beyond the NBA 3. Some of his height concerns were answered when he measured 6.5 with shoes in Orlando to go along with a 6'6" wingspan. Most impressive of all was his 41-inch vertical. Has an
Jordan Bone.
I'm sorry that I'm reading this way. Some of these Sky reports is well published, and then some of these are just run-off sentences, like with no ending.
He said 40 inch
He had
vertical.
a 40-inch vert.
Wait, did you say 6 foot with a 6'6" wingspan?
He's 6'4" and a half,
6'4"
and a quarter,
Okay. Oh, right. That's what you said.
with a 6'6" wingspan, and has a 41-inch vertical. Has an uncanny ability to make difficult shots with defenders draped all over him with crafty ball handler who was very confident dribbling. Bro, whoever wrote this. Oh, okay. He might not be American with that name, but this is so choppy that I'm going to stop reading. What I want y'all to focus on is not the measurements. Let me see if I can get into more
My
of this
first thing
game.
that came to mind was Dion Waiters.
I'm gonna tell you this: it's not Deion Waiters, but I like the mold of player.
Could it be a J.R. Smith?
But the
He said he was
comparison was
6'4".
Ben Gordon.
He also said he was 6'4".
Oh yeah.
Well, around there.
Build off of Deion Waiters. Somebody that I think Mike can get on.
6'4" bucket. You know he's a bucket.
But I like the Deion Waiters because Deion Waiters is somebody you got to think for. This is a guy you got to think for. This is a guy that came in with a lot of height, which is why I'm talking about him.
Another name that came to mind, and again, I'm just spitting mold, like a Ben McLemore.
Okay.
What about Marshawn Brooks?
Nah, too high. Too high of a draft, I think. Ben Gordon.
When you hear the Ben Gordon and you're going to hear his name, if y'all don't guess it, you're going to be like, I can see that. Though I will say, him being Ben Gordon, with his hype, disappointment. Not in the league right now.
So this dude
Not in the
probably
league right
was.
Has not been in the league for years. Not because of his age and not because of his talent.
Is it because it could be an OJ Mayo?
It's OJ Mayo.
Nice, Darrick.
It's OJ Mayo.
Good pull,
It's
my
OJ Mayo.
boy. Good pull. I wouldn't even thought about OJ Mayo.
This guy, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Vince Carter / Rudy Gay.
Damn.
Off the charts run jump athleticism. Lateral quickness and length also gives him great potential as a perimeter defender, along with versatility to guard both wing positions efficiently. Incredibly dangerous in transition opportunities. Long strider with a quick first step, did a great job of scoring or getting fouled when getting out in transition. Shooting mechanics have improved greatly with quickness enough to get his shot off under tight defense. Got to the free throw stripe at a good rate, making 77.5% of his attempts. As an offensive rebounder, can keep possessions alive that very few others can due to his second jump and tremendous leaping ability. I have to skip this next part because it mentions a big key that will give him away. Spin move can become a major weapon in isolation, plus has shown a floater that over time could become a weapon. When being closely defended, his step back jumper, this is funny because I don't want y'all to think about this dude hitting step back jumper. His step back jumper has also been a move that is tough to guard. Not in the NBA, scout. That was very, very easily guarded in the NBA. What a weakness. The biggest issue is whether or not Blank has the mental makeup to maximize his physical gifts. That's where I end.
And what was the comp again? It was Vince Carter
And Rudy Gay.
Golly.
This
Physical.
scout and this write-up hit so much stuff that I think this should be easy. This dude is athletic. He's efficient in transition. He can offensive rebound with his leaping ability and his second jump. I didn't know, as a basketball person, I did not know what a second jump was until this young man hit the scene.
The first, when you talk about second, Zion was like the king of the second
Right,
jump.
but yeah, he don't fit the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I agree. I completely agree. He's got the
Then
best
the
second jump.
weakness, don't know if he has the mental makeup to live up to what he is projected to be.
I'm thinking Mike Beasley.
That's what I was thinking, KB. That's what I was about to say. Because of the mental thing.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of Mike Beasley.
But
was he
usually-
compared to Vince Carter and Rudy Gay?
Usually left-handed players get compared to left-handed players. White people get compared to white people in mocks.
You're getting somewhere.
Okay.
It's not Michael Beasley.
Okay.
I don't think anybody is saying Mike Beasley didn't get to where he got to because of the mentality or mental. When they're saying mental, it's not that he's distracted. It's the mentality. And when you put this dude together to how he is, certain incidents he's had in his NBA career, that has came to be in question. We're not talking about his stability. We're not talking about he's dumb. It ain't no character thing. It's
So
just
this dude-
about,
this dude probably not locked in all the time at the level that
Active?
he.
yes, active as hell.
What?
Hype. You got to understand.
Andrew Wiggins.
Boom.
Oh, good
boom,
one.
boom, boom,
That's
boom,
so
boom,
easy
boom.
now that you said
Yeah.
it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Active as hell. That's a good
It's
one.
just crazy to see that he said all those things in the best version of Wiggins that we
He
always talk
said the
about.
spin move too. The spin
Yeah,
move
the
is
spin move,
big
yeah,
in
the
Wiggins.
Spin move.
The second,
The
that's,
second jump.
that
Yeah.
make me think that was edited. That's actually so damn on point with Wiggs. That might be one of the edited ones.
This dude does not even have a comparison.
Oh boy.
So take hype out.
Jokic.
No, take
Okay.
hype out. Right? I'm going to just read the strengths and weaknesses. I want y'all to really think now. A well-rounded forward with great qualities for a future role player. Solid athlete with nice overall quickness. Great length. Extremely active on both ends of the court. Impressive player in transition. Uses his good strength and body control to finish plays around the rim. Doesn't need to dominate the basketball to be effective offensively. Shows good instincts cutting to the rim. Catches the defense off guard with a lot of backdoor cuts. Confident spot-up shooter that does a lot of damage in the mid-range. Developed a solid pull-up jump shot as a senior. Aggressive when looking for contact. shot 6.5 free throws a game in the 2010-11 season on a very respectable 78% clip. Do you
He's
know?
a 4-year guy.
2010, 2011.
Boom.
2011, 2010, 2011.
An efficient passer that has the ability to make simple plays to set up his teammates. Highly unselfish. Makes a big impact on the offensive glass, keeping possessions alive and getting a lot of tip-ins. Tough defender with all of the tools needed to become very valuable in this area. Gets a lot of deflections with long arms. Smart kid with a good head on his shoulders and a strong work ethic. Weaknesses. Good all-around player, but lacks any one great skill. Fits the jack of all trades, master of none mold. Not a standout athlete, hasn't proven that he can consistently create offense for himself. Not an isolation player, feeds off of play of his teammates. Could really open up his game by adding range to his jump shot. Hasn't shown that he can be a consistent threat from behind the arc. Now, what I want y'all to think about is this.
Kawhi Leonard.
No, but great guess.
So, as you said 2011, that's what I'm thinking.
This dude said a lot of great things about what makes this dude incredible, but this dude built on those things. But when you think about everything that he said, backdoor, great work ethic, mid-range score, doesn't have to dominate the basketball, willingness to make plays for teammates.
Drew Holiday.
No, but you're getting somewhere. This dude,
Without knowing,
four-year guy.
Four-year guy. Okay.
4-year guy. He had to work for everything that he has.
Freddie.
No.
2011.
Jimmy Butler.
There you go, Darrick. I was trying to figure out who's at the back end of that draft, and it is Jimmy Butler. Yep. Damn, I should have got
Work
that
ethic.
one.
I'm going to skip this one because it's going to be they had Kyle Lowry compared to Tim Hardaway.
Hey.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. His comparison is Tyson Chandler and in parentheses, higher basketball IQ.
Damn.
Extremely long, fluid, mobile player who runs the court like a guard for his size. Blank is a surprisingly solid ball handler. This becomes evident when he gets the ball in a high post and dribbles past his man for a layup. High energy player who plays games with great passion and intensity, great lateral quickness, which enables him to be an excellent help defender with the perimeter breakdown, great motor. Constantly moves without the ball in his hands, trying to get open. Passing ability is top-notch for a player at his position. Displays good touch around the basket. Excellent finisher in transition where he converts with ease. Offensively has 2 crucial physical tools which will facilitate his back-to-the-basket development. Long arms and good hands. Thanks to his aggressive play, Blank does a good job of drawing fouls from the opposition. Tough-minded kid who possesses a warrior attitude and that he loves to compete and never backs down for physical play. Is a great rebounder who understands how to use his frame and long arms.
For the audio listeners, y'all don't know that Darrick was just acting out the entire scouting report.
And all honesty, because he did that, you should get this.
He don't even remember
He
what
remember
you
nothing
said.
he said.
So he got long arms. He's active defensively.
Tyson Chandler with
with a
smarter.
higher IQ.
He plays with
He gets the ball at the high post.
he
and
plays with a lot of what?
energy. But he gets the ball at the high post and he
I
uses,
have an idea, but
he
this
uses
guy
good
don't-
handle to blow past defenders at the top of the key.
I'm keying in on you for a reason.
That's why I think it. But then again, this guy
I'm
don't remind me
keying
of
in on you for a
freaking
reason.
Tyson Chandler.
It's not LaMarcus, right?
I'm keying in on you for a reason.
It might be one of your players.
I'm
D-Mills.
keying in on you for a reason. Intensity. Long. Mid post. I'm keying in on you for a reason. Can pass. Handles the ball better for his position.
If it's the guy I
Doesn't
think
back
it is,
down. Warrior mentality.
if it's the guy I think it is,
I'm-
that cop is crazy.
It's crazy as hell.
Okay, then I know who it is.
I think I know who it is
I'm
too. but
singling you out for a reason.
There's no way it's
Just say it.
Joakim Noah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I was thinking
Tyson
that, I was thinking
Chandler
that too
was-
with some of those, but I was like, some of those don't fit.
Because,
but
I mean, I don't know. I see Tyson as such more of a lob threat or a vertical threat that
Yeah.
Joakim didn't have. But I guess if you talk defensively and a
that-
better passer for sure.
as wild as that one was, this might be the wildest one that we're going to have today. Okay?
Tyson Chandler with the higher IQ.
That's got to be my water too, right?
Yep.
Right? It's in the spot.
This one is wild, y'all. This is one is wild. NBA comparison, Dragan Petrovic.
Guys, it's a foreign-born player. They not comparing a brother to Dragan Petrovic. Mario Hezonja.
I'm going to help you.
Oh.
This boy is so American.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let's go.
One of the purest shooters anywhere. Blank has a beautiful outside stroke that creates fear in the eyes of opponents. He possesses incredible range and routinely takes shots well beyond the three-point line. He's a player that you simply can't leave open anywhere within the area code of the basket. He also added a deadly mid-range game to his repertoire. The ability to create shots for himself with ball fakes and the dribble drive, unbelievable at rolling. Okay, again, run-on sentences. Unbelievable at rolling off screens and hitting the open J. Blank has a picture-perfect form. A lightning-quick release and gets great elevation on the shot. He is also automatic from the free throw line, has a killer instinct and seems to set up his game in clutch situations, never appears tired, and has great conditioning and work ethic. Doesn't have great size or athleticism for the two at the next level. He doesn't possess the ball handling or passing skills. How is he Drazen Petrovic then? To run the point, he can be streaky at times, but he's more often than not. His defense also will need to work and lacks both size and strength. Must prove he can score against elite athletes. Not a freak athlete, but his quickness and agility is better than it looks. This dude is not a star.
First thing that came to mind was Kyle Korver, or like just shooters like that.
You're on your way.
Doug McDermott.
JJ Redick has the perfect form.
JJ Redick. JJ Redick.
Yeah,
was,
JJ Redick.
was compared to Drazen Petrovic.
I mean, he was the best college player of his time.
That shot is pretty.
It's pretty. Yeah, that's a good one.
This dude is compared to Vlade Divac.
Foreign-born player, y'all.
Quite possibly the top player of his class, has an NBA-ready game, exceptional fundamentals, always plays with a high level of intensity, devastating drop step, can shoot jump hook with either hand, McHale-esque footwork on the block, very sharp mechanics on his jumper, can shoot the ball out to 18 foot, can handle the ball well for a 7-footer, very creative in establishing his positioning, shoots an incredibly high percentage from the floor, unbelievable passer out of the double-triple team, stellar court vision, a monster on the glass, possibly the best rebounder, offensive and defensive in college basketball, catches everything, good one-on-one defender, isn't intimidated by anyone. In fact, he does most of the intimidating. Condor wingspan, improving on his help defense, which accounts for his higher shot blocking numbers, a coach's dream. About 10 times better than he was last season, and he was no slouch as a freshman either. Exceptional lower body strength, has dominated at the international level before committing to blank. High mental physical toughness, doesn't get rattled easily, has plenty of upside remaining. The sky's the limit. Played well against Tim Duncan during the Summer Olympics.
Okay. And what was the comp again?
Vlade Divac.
So this guy isn't intimidated by anybody. He does the intimidating.
And he's been that way, and he was that way in the NBA. He was a top draft pick, but wasn't a superstar. But boy, he is a coach's dream when you talk about a big court. A front court player.
Oh man, this is.
He's done everything except be like an MVP. He's won a championship. I think he made an All-Star game.
Wow.
He was a top player on the team before.
Okay. All right, guys. Team names. That's only because I can't.
Everything that they said in the Sky Report translated to the NBA. It just wasn't at star level.
I'm looking at team names.
He's the best. He's probably the best offensive and defensive rebounder.
All right. Okay. All right. Team names.
This dude can pass. This dude can defend. This dude rebounded. This dude set good screens. This dude is like a coach's dream, seriously. The only thing on that Sky Report that he didn't do at the NBA was the jump shot. In college, he was really lighting the thing up.
He is foreign-born.
Yes. Which is why he outplayed Tim Duncan at the Olympics.
Oh, right. Duh. The Tim Duncan piece could mean something.
This dude is down in the NBA.
Pau Gasol.
No, but you're getting somewhere.
Marc Gasol.
No, but you're getting somewhere.
Okay.
He's cut from their cloth, for sure.
So he's from Spain?
No, I said he's cut from their cloth.
Oh.
I'll play Tim Duncan.
Both of those brothers checked so many boxes as a big. I think all three of these guys are like coaches' dreams. This is the type of dude, like, if his My Team card came out, I would probably try to get it.
Come on,
That's
guys.
kind of tough.
Come on, guys.
It is a little tough, but it's not impossible.
We got this.
He was part of something special.
Damn. Shohei's guy might get 33 years.
Damn.
Golly.
33 years?
33 of them things.
You're going to be 50.
Wait. You said he won a championship. Oh, you said he didn't win a championship.
He said he did.
He did win a
he did.
championship.
He's a
He said
champion.
The only thing was MVP, right?
Oh,
He's a champion.
He said he was a part of something special. What's something special that happened?
Okay.
So, When he said part of something special, I immediately thought of the Pistons.
What the hell you think of them for? Don't think that. What's special about the Pistons?
They
They
had
won a
no
championship.
foreign born
Man,
players.
hell
I-
no.
that's-
Hell no. You so far off. Hell no. Don't think that.
All right. Who the hell is at my door?
He might have got drafted like a year after that. He not in the NBA no more.
He might have got drafted after that. Hints, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008.
That's
All
his
right.
range.
I'm gonna give some teams, and y'all be like, just think about a foreign-born player that played for this team that was great. The Dallas Mavericks is obviously Dirk and Luka, nothing else. The Boston Celtics, around this time is KG era. They don't really have anything. Minnesota Timberwolves
It's
Pekovic.
didn't win a championship. Lakers,
still.
we already did Pau
Yeah.
Gasol, so it's not Pau. Anybody else Lakers nation that was foreign-born at this time that was hooping?
No.
Okay. Warriors,
Warriors.
Beatrice.
He wasn't no damn.
Okay.
No.
No,
No.
I'm mad you even did that.
What are you asking them?
Just foreign-born
He's just asking-
players
he's
that
just
we
going
can
through
remember
teams.
that would have been solid. Nuggets. Okay.
Marcus Camby was there big at that time.
At what time?
You
Like
talking about
2008, 2007.
The Knicks.
Why y'all thinking of that time?
I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking foreign-born players.
Why you shouldn't think that, because that would be the year he got around the time he got drafted. He'd be early in his career. You don't win it. This dude ain't win no championship at the top of his career. I'll tell you that. He didn't win a championship with the team he got drafted to either. This dude was traded, and the team was like coming together, and he was one of the cherry
On top.
on top. It's Andrew Bogut, fellas. It's Andrew Bogut.
Oh,
Once y'all pass the Warriors, I'm like, it's Andrew Bogut.
I was gonna get to the Bucks.
It's Andrew Bogut.
I don't know if I would have actually got there though.
I wouldn't have got
Honestly.
to Andrew Bogut either.
I don't think I would have got to Bogut.
Yeah,
He was
y'all not as familiar with the Utah.
The scouting report makes sense though because he was the top guy, so it makes sense that they was
This
talking
dude
about him. So
was
much.
compared to Channing Frye. Considered the top big man prospect in the country, extremely smooth post player, has excellent touch within 12 feet of the basket, soft hands, excels on the offensive end with great fundamentals and footwork. Put on 25 pounds of muscle between his freshman and sophomore seasons,
Damn.
and it made him a much more aggressive and confident post player. Runs the floor especially well for a near 7-footer, good transition player, good shot blocker. With his long arms, he should get a fair number of blocks at the next level. Long arms, a quick leaper, very versatile big man, has many effective moves in the low post, including the go-to jump hook. Has even developed a sky hook in his sophomore year. Great at positioning himself in the post. Has nice form in his jumper. Range is developing. Positions himself well for rebounds and excels at the offensive glass.
Channing Frye, but I also said top big in his class. So
Boom.
can we can lock in here?
Okay.
Active.
No. Somebody love him, though.
A big who can shoot.
Somebody love him though.
I don't like big, so that's got to be D Mills.
I don't like bigs. Just get rid of that whole category of player. I don't
You know,
like bigs.
my type would be the bucket getters, the shooting guard.
It probably. Do I have anybody that will fit that? Channing Frye, top big of his class,
I say he can block shots and he can knock that thing
and
down.
he spent 2 years in college too. Not a one and done player, not foreign born. Well, maybe could be foreign born still, I guess. But
Somebody up here loves him.
Why you-
Okay,
he just
let's still
grabs
lock
his
in to
arm.
help D Mills.
Is it LaMarcus?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't really think Channing Frye would be a comp for him.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
see
they
it.
did say the mid range though was like where his sweet spot was.
I think y'all should be able to get this one, okay? I'm going to just say the comparison. He's compared to Dirk and Tracy McGrady.
Dirk and Trace McGrady.
I'm
Kevin
not.
Durant.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's only one person that sounds like that.
I was thinking Perry Jones III, but okay, Kevin Durant worked too.
Yeah.
The rest of these.
Yeah, that was a good. That's a
Rest
good
of
place
these
to
is-
end it. Ended on a win because I don't know if the next one we was gonna get.
Yeah, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas.
I would have got there.
All right, so the last thing we're gonna do, my segment, is make an all NBA team specifically from the postseason.
Okay.
3 teams. We're gonna keep it 2024, so positionless.
Okay.
You know what? No, we going back to what our roots. We're doing positions: 2 guards, 3 forwards / bigs.
Okay.
Because that's fun.
Sort of. I think the starting backcourt should be Luka and Jalen Brunson.
Any objection to Luka, Jalen Brunson? Any Anthony Edwards love to be on the first? Again, he's gonna make the list. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
No objection for me.
Jalen
Wouldn't be
doing
mad
his
at the
thing.
Anthony
I wouldn't be
Edwards.
mad at Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
either.
Anthony, it's really interchangeable.
Yeah, I think it's between Ant and Jalen Brunson, but I think Luka's a lock to be the starter.
Yeah, Luka, that's fair.
You got Shea and
So
Brunson.
Shay's
Shea,
another one. He
Maxey.
was
Shea was
great
nice.
the entire time. Just think of first teams.
Let's go
Uh-huh.
Luka Brunson for the first one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, lock that in.
Okay.
The
Forwards.
It's got to be
Joel Embiid and Jokic.
Not mad at that.
Jokic is a lock in there.
Yeah, Jayson Tatum.
Jayson Tatum got to be in there, don't he?
On
Unless
first
you can
team?
put Jaylen Brown there.
On first team?
What other wing you want to put there?
Let me see.
Jaden McDaniels, Derrick Jones
Definitely
Jr.,
not Jaden McDaniels. Not Darrick Jones Jr. either.
Josh Hart.
No.
Right. Pascal.
Paolo?
Pascal.
Oh, Siakam.
Pascal could be in the first.
Paolo and Pascal.
Pascal
yeah.
had a really good series.
I'm leaning towards Siakam. Siakam had a very
For
great
first
series.
team?
For first team.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, that's where we at with it. I mean, I think all these people probably making a full team.
yeah.
Mhm.
But here's some people forwards. Anthony Davis, another guy we haven't
Oh,
mentioned just
no.
yet.
He gotta
No,
make
that's
it.
gotta be
Anthony
first
Davis
team
is on
right
first
there.
He gotta make it.
Anthony Davis is first team.
Anthony Davis, Jokic.
Can you
and
make
Embiid.
first team as being eliminated in the first round?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Joel Embiid's on there.
Because I would argue,
Yeah.
yes, but I would argue if Anthony Edwards also had a 4 or 5 game sample size, he would be first team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, it should carry.
If Anthony Edwards was
it should
also a
give
forward, he
Anthony-
probably would have made it too. He's in the lowest part of this conversation.
I think you could give some edge to Anthony Edwards for going farther than Jalen Brunson to put him in that. I know we kind of go backtracking, but just going off that ideology
I mean,
of that, like
That's
you
a
have
tough
the
thing to
longer
do
run.
because then how is anybody else gonna make it? That because Jaylen Brown, Tatum, they're all far right now. Kyrie, Luka, are we putting Kyrie higher than what he
it was
needs to
for
be?
the people that's like basically right next to each other. I think some of the other players
see
you
what
could
you
kind of like. It's where you're trying to find something.
But that case still remains for Brown and Tatum.
Yeah,
They went further than Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
but I think Joel Embiid had a better run than they did. Like statistically, he was the better player than they were.
But that goes back to the point because he played in how many games? He played a lot less
Six
games than them.
games compared to 14 right now for the Jays. I'm not. If we want to classify Jaylen Brown as a forward, which I guess we could because it's Drew Holiday and Darrick White. I'm not against Jaylen.
Jaylen Brown in first team.
Jaylen Brown or Anthony Davis.
Ah, boy. Who are our locks? So are we locked in
The
at the two
backcourt
guards?
is locked.
Yeah,
I think Jokic
Jokic
is a
and
lot.
Embiid. Are we saying locked? Even if
Well, I
Embiid-
don't know. It depends on how we address the first round exit of Anthony Davis.
Right.
Because Joel Embiid had a first round exit.
Yeah.
Jokic is in there. So
I
we
think
got
Jokic is the
the
definite
backcourt and
lock.
Jokic.
Okay.
If
Joel
we
Embiid
value in
versus
runs-
Anthony Davis.
you said who?
Joel Embiid versus AD.
Joel
Joel.
Embiid.
Joel.
Joel Embiid versus LeBron, because I mean LeBron averaged the same amount as Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid, I would assume.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Joel Embiid versus Paolo Banchero.
Joel.
Joel Embiid versus Jayson Tatum.
Joel.
Okay, versus Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
It seems as though Joel Embiid is a lock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this last spot, I'm gonna say Anthony Davis versus Bron.
It's close. They were.
I would go.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis did have a defensive matchup with Jokic. Even though Jokic was still doing his thing, he still had to do both on both ends of the floor.
So AD.
AD.
AD versus Kevin Durant.
AD.
AD.
AD versus Paolo.
AD.
Paolo was hooping. I'll go AD though.
AD versus Tatum.
Anthony Davis.
AD versus Brown.
Brown. Eastern Conference Finals. I mean,
this becomes tough because you want to say AD, but he also played 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go
I
Jaylen
think
Brown.
Brown
here. I'll go
deserves to be-
Jaylen Brown here.
I think
I
Brown
will go
deserves to
Jaylen
be-
Brown?
Brown. Here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brown is the lock.
Brown versus Siakam.
Brown.
Brown versus Towns.
Brown.
And the last Brown versus Turner.
Brown.
Brown.
So it seems like Jaylen Brown is our third
Yeah.
forward. Okay.
It makes sense to have a Celtic in there.
Second team guards. We have Shea as an option. We have Maxey as an option. We have Donovan Mitchell as an option. Anthony Edwards as an option. Devin Booker as an option. Kyrie Irving as an option. And it's Tyrese Halliburton as an option.
I'm
I
gonna
think
go.
It's Shea.
Shea and Anthony Edwards.
Shea and Anthony Edwards.
Team
Bingo.
Anthony Edwards feels right as well.
Bingo.
So now we back to the original conversation. Bron versus Paolo.
Bron.
Paolo.
Bron.
Bron versus Tatum.
Tatum.
I'll still go Bron.
Bron versus
Actually, no. Tatum. He had a very great series against the Pacers.
What
those
are
last
y'all?
few
What are
games.
y'all putting into
I'm
play?
thinking
because
about-
Paolo, as a first time
Paolo averaged 27 points per game, 45% from the field, 40% from three.
What's Tatum's numbers?
and carried them.
Tatum's numbers are 26 points per game, 44% from the field, 29% from three.
Damn, he's from 29%.
On 7 attempts.
I didn't realize.
Paolo Banchero.
Remember, there's 3 spots here, so they might both end up on
For
second
sure.
team.
Yeah.
My case for Paolo Banchero is his first time All-Star, and I watched that series. If you watched that series, don't know if you did because you didn't know Gary Harris was a starter. You
I
watched
didn't want to
that
say it,
series.
but I was thinking it too.
The Cleveland Cavaliers dared anybody else to do anything offensively, and they still had no answer for Paolo Banchero, even though they gapped up and said nobody else on this team can shoot threes. And in turn, he had to shoot threes. He had to take over games. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley front court was not bothered by a damn thing.
Yeah, I'm not against.
That's my whole case.
I'm
for
not
why
against
putting him in.
Paolo and Tatum both being on second team.
It's definitely possible. Y'all want to lock those two and fight for this last spot?
Let's do it.
I got to hear more names.
Yeah, I gotta hear more names.
So here are the names. It's Bron. We already put ND on the first team, right?
Eddie's on first team, isn't he?
no,
No,
AD
Brown
make-
was. Brown was.
Yeah.
So it's Bron, AD, it's Paolo, it's Kevin Durant, it's Tatum, it's Bam Adebayo, Pascal Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, Miles Turner.
Siakam had a very great run.
I think we have to put
Very
Anthony
good.
Davis because he almost made first. So he has to be the lock right now out of that bunch. That gives us 3 players, right? So now it's 2 spots open.
2 forward spots open.
I think Darrick hit it on the head that Pascal needs hardcore consideration. I think Karl Anthony Towns, though the way that the series ended, left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, but he has to be considered. I'm still standing on my case for Paolo Banchero. Jayson Tatum has to get acknowledged at some point. LeBron James.
The way I would do this one would be the forwards. If we're saying Anthony Davis is there, then it has to be Davis, Banchero, Tatum.
I love that.
That's what my head would be.
I'm not against that.
Pascal arguably gets snubbed, but
It's only
somebody
right.
gets
He's going
snubbed.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna make the list.
I don't think there's any way we slip Jayson Tatum past second team either.
Yeah.
So
Now this last one, the front court,
Let's go backcourt because Donovan Mitchell has not been selected just yet.
Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey was on the second team.
No, he wasn't.
No, he
no,
wasn't.
he wasn't. That was
We
Shea
put
and Anthony Edwards.
and Shea.
Oh, right. So, yeah, okay. Maxey and Mitchell are options at the guard.
Halliburton.
Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Kyrie Irving, and Dante DiVincenzo.
My initial
It would
reaction,
be Maxey and
Maxey and Kyrie was my initial thing.
It would be
But
Maxey and
Donovan
Donovan
Mitchell,
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell averaged 29.
Donovan Mitchell is crazy.
He's got to be on that list.
But this goes to the first conversation. Pete, it was a value of going far, which Kyrie did.
right.
It was, but then Donovan got hurt though.
I don't
In
know.
those
It's at
last
that
2
game
games.
where
He scored half,
He
yeah.
literally scored half.
And he
15
scored all
points.
day fourth quarter points.
It's absurd that Kyrie won't make this list, but
Yeah.
Donovan and Maxey.
Kyrie's probably snubbed. Yeah. Forwards,
Pascal.
Pascal Siakam, I think, is a lock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We still got Miles Turner as an option.
I was thinking my
Karl
starter
Anthony
might
I
have to
think
fit
Karl
in.
Anthony Towns deserves to be on these lists too. I know it didn't end well,
Yeah.
but the first 2 series he was,
He was
really
really
damn
good,
good.
I think Cat should be on there.
We also got. Remind me, did LeBron make a list yet?
Nope.
LeBron is an option. KD is an option. Because if Bron has got to be an option, then KD has to be an option. Both of them
Yeah.
lost
I mean,
ridiculously.
we could go Bron, Cat, and Pascal
be-
Siakam.
Bron, Cat, Pascal. I'm not against that. I'm not against that.
Because what are the other
So there's no
options?
KD.
So no KD.
No KD. That's kind of the biggest snub for the forwards. Chris Middleton, I guess. But like, do you care? No. Paul George in 6 games? No, probably not.
No, we forget about. We
That was
forget
so strong. No.
that Clippers series pissed me off.
I think that might be the Josh Hart,
He deserves some
That's a
love.
snub.
Rudy Gobert.
Josh Hart was nice.
Okay. Yeah, I
We
mean,
did good, man. Everybody came in.
Derek Lively.
Derek
He
White.
deserves some love.
Derek White, yeah. But that's, I mean, everybody can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Derek
That's the
White.
part of all NBA teams.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get
How
snubbed.
long we been going, Austin?
Hour and a half. That's the time right there.
I don't know how accurate that be. My fault.
Hour 30.
You got more? We getting into Unplugged.
Everybody did their own segment, right? That's Raps. Unplugged.
I need to know y'all feelings and opinions on what shocked the sports yesterday. The Caitlin Clark discourse, Stephen A, Monica McNutt, the Pat McAfee. Thoughts, feelings, opinions.
I can't act like I'm a WNBA expert. Like, this is my first year watching as well. So I kind of defer to the people that have been around, like Chanae, who had a good segment on Sports Center where she gave like literal clips of like, hey, physicality has always been a thing in the W. But I think it's okay to recognize that Caitlin Clark has been targeted in a way. And I don't think that's anything bad. I think that we also see that happen amongst sports where like Anthony Edwards said, I want to dunk on Victor Wembanyama. Yeah. It might just be different the way it's transferred, but like when you have a generational person that is really, really scouted on, Ricky Davis said that he didn't want LeBron on the team because they already got bucker getters. Like, this is something that happens with generational talents or highly scouted, touted people. And eventually it will die down. That's just the reality of it. So yeah, some of the things that has been happening is kind of crazy, but it also is just sports, it's competitiveness. And I saw Monica McNutt say this on
the Nightcap, right?
Nightcap, that I think it's okay to acknowledge that there might be a hint of jealousy, but it's also competitiveness as well.
Yeah.
That these women want to show that it's not just about, like, y'all might be here for Caitlin, but I want y'all to recognize that I am a hooper as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I like to defer to the people that have been around. And
I love some of the things you said because that was my thing. What I don't really like is some part of what the media is doing. Number one, especially something like what Pat McAfee said, because I think you can't have it both ways, right? So one of the things Pat McAfee said that got pushed to the side because he said the white B thing that kind of dominated the headlines was he was saying that, man, a lot of talking heads are saying this draft class. No, let's keep it real. And he's trying to say it's all Caitlin Clark. And I think that's false. I think Caitlin Clark has dominated it, and she's the spearhead of it all. But to sit up here and pretend that this isn't a strong draft class, that we're not talking about Cam Brink for whatever reason. I've seen her everywhere. My girl know who that is. You know, get what I'm saying? Angel Reese, talent for talent, I'm taking Caitlin Clark all day. But Angel Reese is a big part of it. And for me, when I was getting into sports as a young kid, the role Angel Reese played since college in the Caitlin Clark story is always needed.
Yeah.
When you have a Derek Jeter, you need an Alex Rodriguez. When you have a Kobe Bryant, you need an Allen Iverson. When you have a LeBron, you need a Carmelo Anthony. I was around when Carmelo Anthony wasn't looked at how he is. When David Stern and NBA had a problem because he was still going to Baltimore in the hood, being on DVD, saying wild stuff that NBA superstar that's emerging shouldn't say when you're probably going to have a Jordan shoe or a commercial. You shouldn't probably be in the hood on street DVDs. You get what I'm saying? I remember the conversation before Kobe got into legal trouble where it was like Kobe is this guy and he's winning in LA and everything. And then you have Allen Iverson who was tattoos, had a hardcore street rap album. You kind of need the villain role. And I remember how the women's game in college basketball exploded when Angel Reese did the thing like that, and it created this battle and this narrative, and she dove into the villain role because it's needed. And so then when you use that and try to act like her and others didn't play a part, you're now promoting what puts a target on Caitlin Clark's back because you're ignoring everybody else and saying this is only because of her. She is a big part of it. We cannot ignore. Sure. She is the face and she is the big spearhead that leads into all of this. But to single-handedly say this is only because of her is the type of stuff that puts in envy and jealousy. So it's like you can't be mad that people react in a certain way or a certain tone, number one, when it's competitive because that's a part of it. But then you also can't do the whole it's only because of her, it's all because of her, and then look crazy when people feel away. Yeah. That's going to be the nature of the game. Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth for the example that I was going to put up. The Cleveland Cavaliers drafted Bron and his own teammates were hating because everything was about Bron. That's a natural human emotion, is to have some jealousy. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you in something like that where you put in so much work.
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears, and all of a sudden, everything we've ever done is ignored because a kid, a teenager, is coming into the league. And then I think another thing that Monica McNutt brought up in the nightcap that was extremely correct was that because Caitlin Clark is a 5'9" guard, it's easy to see the physical play on her versus like a Victor Wembanyama. I think Victor Wembanyama had a target on his back, but I think he's also 7'4", so we couldn't see it physically play out of him being affected by some of it. But the comparison that I would make, and she by talent and what she's doing for her league it's nowhere near the shape or form. Lonzo Ball
with Pat Bev.
That when Lonzo Ball came in and everybody wanted to shut up his dad, it's kind of how I see the Caitlin Clark thing. Obviously, two different players. She's the number one player. She's, but like all of that talking is what made. And Lonzo Ball didn't do anything to nobody, but it's like,
it's
hey,
not like Caitlin Clark is out here talking trash.
I remember John Wall was also like, oh yeah, we finna get on his bumper because you talking crazy. Pat Beverly. Pat Beverly is like the Kennedy Chandler, where she's not a superstar, but I'm playing tough. I'm known for having a chippiness thing, and I'm finna come show you what it's about.
Right.
Yeah, I think
And it's a
Mariah
physical
Rose
game.
talked about this too. She even talking about like it's kind of similar to like Steph Curry, how he came in thin, small, and he had to adjust to the physicality of the league. He had to put on 15 pounds of muscle so he didn't get pushed around, and like he had to adjust to the physicality of the league, and that's similar to what Caitlin Clark's gonna have to go through because she's coming in thin, small, not used to the physicality of the W, and that's just something she's gonna have to grow into and learn how to eventually be able to hold her own and be able to take the physicality and even dish that shit back out sometimes. And I think it's just like rookies go through this. I think every rookie, a lot of rookies who's highly talented, like P said, they go through this. They're gonna have to deal with the physicality, just like your welcome to the league moment. And everybody's doing it. It's just there's so much more attention on it because it's Caitlin Clark.
I mean, I think with the McAfee stuff, the 2003 draft class is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not just Bron, though.
not
He's the
just
greatest
Bron.
ever. But it's not just Bron. You still can say that Bron is the guy from the draft class and still recognize there's a Wade here, there's this guy, there's that guy. And I think that was part of the thing that was missed from that conversation. Also, a lot of it is really social media based and how toxic it can get in all sports.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about a marginalized group of people and women in sports that now it's just to the highest degree,
I agree.
which makes it tough as well.
That's my biggest takeaway, honestly, from it all. Is I just feel like they're kind of it's so new because it's being introduced to that type of conversation where you do see all these toxic conversations. And I know you just said it earlier, and I relate a lot. Like, it's my first year really diving into the WNBA, and there's a lot of things that I'm like, man, I didn't know it was this much entertainment in this. And I'm not talking about the stuff you see on Twitter. Like, it's times where I'm literally sit down and I'm watching the game with my girl, and it's like side by side. It's like, okay, I could really get into this. So to see everything kind of come out of it in like a negative way, when I feel like women's basketball, especially in this time after everything that's been going down, like we should be pushing it as much as we can. Yeah. We're pushing it just the wrong way,
It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. The league of the WNBA is finally getting to a certain spot where they could be on a first take at a certain thing, and
they're getting that buzz that they've been wanting.
And this is what y'all do with it. It's so much me. Even the Monica McNutt and Stephen A. I watched the nightcap to see what she had to say in addition. I watched Stephen A. clip of his thing, and as much as love and respect I got for Stephen A., I hated his response. His response went into what he did for women.
Yeah.
Monica McNutt, her point was never about what you did for women.
Right.
In the workspace of ESPN and First Take. It was about saying a fact, which is 3 years ago, you weren't talking about the WNBA that way, and you wasn't. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Nobody was. But you don't have to cap in front. We know who you are.
Yeah.
So those are things that are kind of, and then, we going into this conversations about race and gender and all these type of things.
It's so weird to see that the racial divide that can come from this. Like, I even seen a tweet yesterday. It was like, why are black men defending Caitlin Clark on like their platforms? I'm just like, why does that have to be something?
All out the question, bro.
It's so.
Why can't we just look at it and talk about it for the sport and hooping in general instead of bringing it into like this political?
Those are just chronically online people.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But race was also a conversation in some of these talking heads.
For sure.
As if we never had a Sue Bird.
Yeah.
As if we haven't not had a Diana Taurasi. You get what I'm saying? Like, this ain't new. Sabrina got the best shoe in the game. Kelsey Plum had the record before Caitlin Clark broke it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've also had the Lisa Leslies, the Candace Parkers. The NBA, the WNBA has always been something that's been blended as far as talent. Yeah. So that conversation is out the window. That's
some of it can be warranted because when Angel Reese did this thing, that's where it turned into. That was when it turned into like, oh, if Kayla Clark did the same thing, you would praise her, and boom. It's like the whole meme of when John Moran did that dance, and then that quarterback did the dance, and the captions were completely different, right? So I think we can acknowledge that there could be an overarching like race thing here, but majority of us just want to fucking talk about basketball.
Yeah. Literally.
That's all we really. That's what this show is. That's where the shows on TV in most cases are, and it's just.
And I just think it's unfortunate. Caitlin Clark has become like a guinea pig for clicks. So like anything that happens to her, people are gonna like somehow use it as a form of engagement for their platform. Where, and now she's just a hooper. She gets very good at basketball.
You know what gets with that circle backs to?
What's that?
Conversation we had a long time ago. Bring gatekeeping back. I don't want anybody.
That's so long ago.
Who has ignorant purposes to come into the things we love, to get off of those ignorant purposes through this as a vessel.
Yeah.
Don't use Caitlin Clark and her ability to create a race conversation because you're racist. Don't do that. Our game, men, women, college, professional, we want everybody to succeed. I can't remember the last time, if ever, I got on the phone with anybody I know that loves basketball or sat up here and had a conversation with any of y'all, private, publicly, Discord, or whatnot. Man, I hope that top pick fail.
Yeah.
Man, I hope Victor Wembanyama ain't on shit. I hope Angel Reese fail. I hope Caitlin Clark fail. Who watches sports seriously with a passion and a love and is hoping that any player who has star potential doesn't become it? It helps the game for so many different reasons, whether it's making content, enjoying it, watching it, spreading it, growth, whatever. It helps the game. It breaks my heart when we got players that we could have seen be superstars. I can't get up here enough. One of my focuses is to make sure that people never die, like Michael Beasley. The fact that he didn't become who he is, I put an emphasis on making sure anytime I can remind you who a Michael Beasley was, I'm going to do it.
That's why I say 100% I'm okay with gatekeeping as long as the intentions are pure. You know what I'm saying?
Always going to be pure. We gatekeep because we don't want idiots in our shit.
Yeah, because I think about all the new stuff that I'm, like I just said, the WNBA, like I feel like I'm going at it in a very positive way. And like I could be another added member to the community. Same thing, you just started Golf Up. You know, like you feel like you doing your due diligence as a new golfer and everything like that. Like, getting into new stuff shouldn't be bad. It's just how you attack it. I really feel like
understanding that you're new and not coming in like it's so many of us who are diving in and locked in on the WNBA, and then there's people who are like literally for the first time watching, but they're trying to be a part of this crazy conversation, and they don't even know people. When I saw Pat McAfee speaking on something, I'm like, there's no way he knows this. Shit.
He's an Indiana guy, so he goes to Fever games now.
There's no way you put up them pictures and you know, like, what are you talking about? There's no way you're familiar at all. And I'm not I'm not the NBA person that I am. It doesn't correlate to the WNBA, but I've always watched the WNBA casually, but I've never been locked in. I'm not going to lie to you. But I could tell you people from way moments. I remember when Maya Moore was in her bag. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the greatest winner of all time.
We can go into it if we want to. We can really take it there.
That's why in the beginning of mine, I just said, I just try to go to the people that have been around for a long time. I just feel like there's certain stuff that if you have not been here, you don't need to have an opinion on. That's one of the things about where we are, as far like with people and specifically in sports. Everybody feels like they should have an opinion. There are so many things that somebody would like, if we at the barbecue or something in this family around, they would ask me my opinion about, and I would legitimately say, I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's completely okay to just say, I'm just not educated enough to talk about this subject.
Sometimes when you don't know nothing, saying nothing at all is your best thing to do.
It is. If you don't know anything, like if you're somebody that just started, like the first time you've seen a Caitlin Clark clip was this moment, you shouldn't be talking.
Yeah.
But that goes back.
I mean, not that you shouldn't be talking, but you shouldn't be acting like your opinion is gospel, because it's so many different perspectives that you ain't even thought about.
That goes back to something I've said since this entirety of our podcast ever existed. I hate the term, and I don't know who came up with it, but everybody's entitled to an opinion. To me, is such a insane term. Everybody is entitled to an opinion,
At
but the
face value,
context
yeah.
is just because you entitled or can have one doesn't mean that you should. So if I'm in a barbershop and a dentist is getting his haircut by my uncle, I'm not engaging in a conversation unless I'm asking a question because I don't know shit about that lane. All I know is about sitting in a chair and visiting the dentist. If a mechanic is talking to us about cars, I'll ask a question, but I would never sit there, no, man, the V12 is better than a V6. That's not my lane. I don't know anything, but the internet has made people so comfortable with thinking, I'm entitled to an opinion. Are we all entitled to an opinion? I guess, literally, sure. But because you're entitled to something or because you can have one doesn't always mean that you should. It just does not. And I want to give a big shout out to somebody like Daniel Artest. He only talks about the WNBA. He only talks about the women's game, and he's been doing it for years. When he has a brother in the NBA who he could probably have easily made an NBA podcast and damn near probably could have got some guests or something from his brother's playing career and different things like that. Your boy,
Nikias Duncan and Steve
for
Smith.
years.
They had. I just listened to their news
Before
podcast.
it exploded.
They
for
talked
years.
about the NBA Finals preview for 10 minutes, and the last hour was all W. They said, we'll come back in a couple days to talk about the NBA. And it was before the controversy. It had nothing to do with the controversy.
Yeah.
It's X's and O's. This is what these guys do, and they've always done it. And the one of the worst parts about it is
Ari
that people,
Chambers.
shout out to Ari.
Yeah.
People believe that because like there are men that follow the sport and make content on the sport that they're pandering. When the reality is there are so many people that just fucking love basketball that no matter what the level, no matter what the league is, they want to watch and they want to talk. And that's how I feel about the dunker spot. Shout out to our guys over there, where they're just hoop heads, bro. They literally just love hoops, no matter the context.
That's what my dad taught me when I was little. Like I said, I never dove in and known the W like I know the NBA. And I'm glad it's getting to a level to where, yeah, you can prioritize watching it and versus it being secondhand. But my dad I watched the little that I did when I was growing up and throughout the years because my dad was like, this is basketball. Because I definitely remember being a kid like, why are you watching this? It's not the NBA. And he's like, it's basketball. And then when he started to explain that to me, it's like, yeah, okay, I can't tell you every college every player went to and everything like that. But yeah, if it's on, and ain't nothing else, I'm watching it.
Yesterday, I was pissed that there was no games. It was 0 games last
I
night.
remember
Like,
a couple
nothing.
days. It was this had to be maybe like close to a week ago or whatever. But this is that same Sun game. I seen DeWanna Bonner had passed 7,000 career points. And it was just like, you got to put that in perspective because they only playing basically half the season of the NBA.
Yeah.
I could be
And it ain't 30
misspeaking.
teams.
Is she the one that passed her ex-wife on the all-time list? I saw that was going viral on Twitter.
That's
that
dope.
somebody passed their ex-wife on the all-time list, and the
Oh,
person,
that ex-wife.
and the person that passed them the ball to get that bucket was their new fiance. So
What?
it was like some crazy
Love
timeline
triangle.
stuff.
Wow.
I don't know if that's it. But I
Okay,
know she had
it was
passed
somebody.
7,000.
That's something.
And then yeah, for a lot of us here, we've been into the WNBA and women's basketball because Candace Parker is one of ours. So we watched her in the McDonald's
might be.
All-American and the dunk contest.
It might be, yeah.
See,
As
yeah,
a
and yes,
woman.
Alyssa Thomas. That's
That's
Hooper.
That's raw.
one like Rondo vibes, and I watch.
To
She out
pass
there.
if your ex is raw.
Yeah,
That's raw. That's a get back.
And the kiss your fiance. Thank you for the pass.
Oh, it's her fiance. I thought it was her ex's fiance. That's
no,
what I'm
it's
saying.
her fiance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just some cool stuff. Good
Could you
conversations,
hoop?
though.
Could you hoop with your current or ex new fiance?
No. So you mean like if some reason me and my wife were going to? No way. Just based on the personalities that we have, there's a 0% chance
Could you?
that we can do any sport together.
Or
Not just
you?
hooping.
You and Angie part ways after being married, and you're hypothetically on the Suns, and now Devin Booker, that's his girl.
Maybe.
Could you?
I guess it depends on how it ended.
Yeah.
Some marriages are so
Yeah.
messy and like you hate the person
But
and stuff.
no. Especially if I'm kind of
Be
close
truthful.
To
Be
especially if
truthful.
I'm
I
kinda
don't
close
want to
to
hear
it.
nothing cleaned
If
up.
especially if I'm kind of close to him, he's my teammate. It's like one of the unwritten rules a little bit. Especially if this is like I really got history with this person. If this was like we just met at the club,
What if you just got traded to the Suns? So you didn't even know Devin Booker until
Great
a month ago.
thing.
Then I
Then
mean
it's
I
just-
can't
I
really
guess it
put
don't
that.
matter,
then-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really do
I
like
got you.
that's
I
just
just gotta
out of
come to work.
control.
Right. It's different than if it was Darrick.
Does it matter too?
Doesn't matter what.
The situation. What if she cheated on you with him?
Oh, then that,
Yeah, I mean, that's just adding fuel to the fire right there.
Now you mad at the old GM for trading you there.
Yeah, I just hope that the GMs kind of know that type of stuff. Like, we shouldn't add Mike to the team. Him and Devin Booker got some history.
But what if he ain't know that was your girl?
Then everything is forgiven. That remind me of the one episode of Marta where Miss Trinidad, his third grade teacher, was hitting on him and he invited her over, not to do anything scandalous, but
Because he ain't know, right?
He ain't know what.
He ain't pick up on.
No, on none of the cues. He didn't
Yeah.
pick up on none of the cues. He invited her over just to catch up. And they having a little wine, and Miss Trinidad get all into it with Martin. And Martin is pushing away because he loved Gina. Gina walk in on both of them. And Miss Trinidad say, Gina. But Gina don't think about it. She get looking at Martin like, you got women in our house, boom, 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 I'm out. And then Gina pull up on Miss Trinidad and say, how did you know my name was Gina? That mean that Martin told you about me.
Yeah.
And she's about to get into it, Miss Trinidad, boy. That's one of my favorite Martin episodes.
They did the same thing.
She came in with the Vaseline and some sneakers in her bag. She's about to get down on Miss Trinidad.
They did the same thing on. This is probably like a sitcom thing.
Yeah.
Remember, they grew up with somebody, Uncle Phil and them, and then she made advances at will. Or my boy Carlton. He was with some girl and her mom had liked him, something. But this is like a little, that's shout out to sitcom TV shows, man.
They don't make them sing no more. Don't make them sing. I should everybody should at home watch or rewatch Martin.
That would be
I put that shit on every night.
that would be a
it's one of
that
the
would be an
ones.
incredible
It's back in the rotation, no?
that would be an incredible stream for us to come in and do like an hour or hour
I
and
be
a half
doing my
stream
dance every time the theme song come on.
where we
Watch old sitcoms.
like by season. Once a week we come in and watch 3 episodes of this. I love the when you see the hands of Cole and Tommy in the intro and they like
Rest in peace, Tommy, man.
rest in peace, Tommy, man.
Favorite Martin episode.
I'm so cold like Keisha's family.
My favorite, why you think,
Bleep, I'm cold, not to do it off Martin.
is you remember somebody stole something of Martin's? It was the final thing, it was bruh man. But he had all of them at that round table. He had the turtleneck and the fake dog.
Yes.
That's my favorite
Yes.
episode of
Yes.
Martin.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite Martin episode because I can't say I sit there and watch it faithfully like through. If it's on TV, I would turn it on. Like it wasn't
New Bad Boys come out soon.
One of my favorites that I hated when I was a kid, but I as an adult, you kind of understand it now. When Gina head got stuck in the headrest.
Oh man.
I remember as a kid, I'm like, how did her head get stuck in the headrest? What were they doing? How
Y'all
did this
seen that,
happen?
y'all remember the episode where they had the dude came to fix the toilet. It was like a big fat guy.
And he died.
And
Yeah. Well, he died. Yeah.
He was like he had some type of like some health problem or whatever where he basically just passed.
It was
out.
like narcolepsy.
why
or
I don't
something.
remember.
And it's like he was gone for hours, and they basically think he dead. So they trying to call the cops or whatever. He's like, 911, we got a dead body in here, but they never came.
I think they said like
they
yeah, 'cause
told him the
in hood.
address.
Yeah.
They told him the address. He's like, okay, I got this.
Didn't Martin make a joke that we should just tell him that he's white or
Yeah.
something like that?
And they started quizzing them. They was like, what's 2 songs to like, and they did like the whitest band ever. And everybody's looking around and Cole just gives them 2 songs. They're like, what the heck?
Ain't it the episode where they go on like a double date with 2 of their exes? They exes so happen to date each other. And they went to like a Chinese restaurant or something. And they was sitting down on a pillow and they was kind of flirting with each other, something like that. I think I like that one. And it's also one where I can't remember the specific, but ain't he finding Pam attractive?
He had a dream where he was getting down on Pam and he kept waking up from the night.
Boom.
And then the end of the episode, I don't want to spoil it because everybody at home is going to watch this episode. Before we get out of here, my last favorite Martin episode is when dude got out of jail. Big Dog got out of jail. And Martin was the one that snitched on him to put him in jail. And everybody talking about, Big Dog, come on, Big Dog. And Martin like scared. And at the end of the episode, it was just Gary Coleman. So he walked in and
Bro,
like 3'4".
y'all remember when Martin found, or like, so they exposed Martin. They said that Gina was making more money than him, so he felt like less of a man. And so at the end of the episode ever,
So sitcoms is around the same thing. As I remember,
Yes, every
Will
sitcom got the same
girl
episode.
could fight.
at the end, he felt so much better because Gina was like, baby, all you got to think about it. You make more money than me because you only work a few hours. You know, because he did a little
Yeah,
radio thing. He's
yeah.
like, I work a whole day. if you did the same amount of time as me, you would be making more money. He's like, oh, baby, I ain't never thought about it like that. Man, let me take this bill. Like, he started trying to take everything with the money now.
Another one that came to mind, I know we said that was the last one, is when he got the life insurance policy and he thought Gina was trying to kill him because he opened a cupboard and all of them cans fell down.
Yes.
And my favorite line is
Now, I
Cole-
don't remember no lines. Like,
Cole said,
he insane with it.
he was saying that it was for $2 million. And Cole said, for $2 million, I killed myself. And when I was a kid, bro, that was the funniest thing I ever heard, bro. Oh, man. Go watch Martin. Please go watch Martin.
I remember this. Mama came over there and was cooking everything, and Gina was getting jealous, so she
Yep.
was kind of saying she don't like Gina.
Them hard-ass biscuits.
Then wasn't it one where Gina's boss started liking her or getting on her or something like that? I remember that.
Yeah, it's that, bro. We gonna keep going. It's the episode where Martin had a friend, and he had spent like 3-4 hours at the shoe store with Gina and Pam, and Martin thinking in his head like, any dude that's spending that much time with the females like that, I know what they trying to do. So he bring him in because he think he trying to get with Gina or whatever. But he trying to get with Pam. He's like, oh, okay. He was about to really knock dude out.
Didn't he say,
That's why
you like swine? Because you know he always cooking Pam for being an animal like a pig. I ain't know you was into swine.
That's crazy. That's
Like,
crazy.
Oh, yeah, Martin had all the jokes.
The one where he boxed and got his ass knocked out.
Oh, man.
Um,
I still see that screenshot on the timeline to this
Yeah,
day
where
when
his
somebody
face-
get knocked
yeah.
out.
there's
It ain't too bad, is it, Gina? Oh,
then
no,
didn't he
man.
have one when he bought a fake Rolex?
His homie, oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different episode.
No, you're right. His homie. They went to like a jewelry
They
store.
went to a jewelry store, and then his homie said they stole the watch or something. Or he was doing
right.
fraud
It
to
was
get
stolen
the money or something
Yup.
like that.
Yup.
last one.
Uh-huh.
Y'all remember when basically Gina thought she was getting pregnant and Martin was going around telling everybody?
I don't remember that. No.
Basically, so he finds out and he's telling everybody. He go up to Tommy and Cole. He's like, man, y'all the first ones I'm telling. Like, Gina might be having a baby. And some random people come up like, congratulations, Martin. I heard you a new father.
Oh, yeah,
And he's like, I thought you was the first one to tell us. He's like, first to the 15th, it don't make no difference.
And the last one,
I'm sorry, Martin. I didn't want to go there.
I didn't want to move to Arizona. The last one is when they hit the lottery. And it take like 2 weeks for the check to hit, but they start buying stuff early.
Oh,
and they find out like 100 people won the lottery, so they had to split it, and it ended up being like $2.
Shout out to Nipsey's, man.
Yeah,
I
shout
always
out to
wanted to go to
Nipsey's.
Nipsey's
Wow.
watching Martin. Give me some wings from Nipsey's.
Thank y'all so much for watching and listening to this episode of the Martin
Yeah,
podcast.
we finna start one.
Big Shirley.
Shout out to Big Shirley. Leave a
Cole,
like, subscribe.
Cole was good for those. For $2 million, I kill myself. He was good for
One-liner
those.
king. We appreciate y'all as always. Comment section is there. 5 stars on audio platforms.
Bet y'all don't remember when Biggie was on there. Biggie Smalls was on Martin.
I remember when MC Hammer was on there.
Dang, he had everybody.
Yeah, they had cameos like crazy. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all soon.
Peace.